At Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
And what is going on, hockey fans, and Happy New Year. My name is Neil Villapiano, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network, which covers the New Jersey Devils. And we bring you a very special edition of a live watch along right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. As tonight, we have the 2024 NHL Winter Classic between the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks live from Wrigley Field in Chicago. And this should be a really, really exciting one. I'm looking forward to doing this as well. And I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us today as we get ready for this exciting Winter Classic. I was live last year for the Winter Classic between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken, in which the Kraken shut out the Vegas Golden Knights 3-0. And we'll see if we'll get any big stories going into this one, any exciting moments. I'm sure we will get that as well. Got my boy RJ here. Hit those likes and subscribe. Yes, make sure to leave a like on this stream. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we go live right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. We'll also be live later on tonight at 8 o'clock for the exciting World Junior matchup between Canada and the United States. So make sure you stick around for that. We'll probably go live either right before I end or pretty soon after. But nonetheless, I'm excited to do this game, and I appreciate all of you guys spending some of your New Year's Eve along with me. And if you haven't already, make sure to leave a score prediction in the chat. I'll start it, and I'll see who ends up getting it right at the end. So Jared Brown, my good buddy, he's going with a 3-2 win for the Chicago Blackhawks. And Grant, who has done a bunch of live watch alongs here on THPN, thank you so much for hanging out with us. He's going with a 5-4 overtime win for the Chicago Blackhawks. So we got two Blackhawks picks. The Blackhawks still have yet to win an outdoor game. Understand that. That is the thing that has been probably the craziest, is the fact that we have not seen a Chicago Blackhawks win in an outdoor game. The last time they played at Wrigley Field against the Red Wings, well over a decade ago, they ended up losing to the Detroit Red Wings, and they'll look to try to exact some revenge from a Winter Classic a few years ago where the Blackhawks lost to the Blues in St. Louis. So there we go. My good buddy Gaza across the pond, he's going with 4-2 St. Louis in this one. So we got one Blues here, and then the Jolly Musical Duke going with a 5-3 Hawks win. As for myself, I'm going to go, because usually these games don't end up being super high scoring, I'm going to go with a 3-2 win for the Blackhawks in this one in regulation. I think it's going to be a pretty back and forth game. I think both teams are going to have some really good opportunities. Again, with the built-in ice, you always know that something could happen. A little bit of craziness here left and right. So I think that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go with 3-2 Hawks in this one. I'm actually going to put it in the chat for you guys to see, as well as we're live both here on YouTube and also over on our Twitch page as well. So make sure you guys check us out over there. As you can see again, 3-2 Hawks. I'm going to put my good buddy Connor. Buongiorno, Connor. Welcome back. Where in God's name have you been? I've been really busy. I've been really busy with a lot of different things that I've been doing in my sports media career. So I do apologize that I haven't been as consistently live here on the channel as I have been in the past, but I'm here for this one, and my hope is that moving forward, I try to get at least a game in maybe every week. Most likely going to be a lot of Devils games, because obviously I do cover the Devils here on the network. Jackie Leeper, what's going on, my friend? Jackie's going 3-2 Hawks in overtime. Love that. Love that. Jared Brown asking, what are your thoughts on the Devils so far? They look good. They do indeed look very good towards the top of the NHL, top of the Eastern Conference, and right now still top. Actually, not anymore because the Capitals did win today, 3-1. I did see RJ put that in there earlier. Devils are currently in second place in the Metropolitan Division, but they do play later on tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time against the Anaheim Ducks. But yeah, I cannot complain about the Devils at this point. They have been an absolutely fun team to watch throughout the entire year, and I'm hoping to do some live watch-alongs here on the channel as well for some Devils games. A little bit of news here. Speaking of talking about Detroit earlier, today Red Wings Andre Betcher a 3-year contract at 2.595 million, $865,000 per year. My good buddy Danelle, you already know he was going to be here today. He says, "What up, Neil? My man, long time no see. How you doing? How is the family? Didn't know you'd be doing the live stream, and Happy New Year to you and the rest of the family." Thank you so much, Danelle. Happy holidays and Happy New Year to you and your family. Yeah, again, like I said, it's been a long time. The last time I did a live watch along, the last time I did one, it was actually the first game of the season, literally the first game of the season, when the Devils played the Buffalo Sabres in the first of 2 games in the Global Series. So it's been a couple months since I've been live on here, but again, I'm really excited to be on for this one. And again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Really, really do appreciate it as well. Let me just clarify again. Red Wings Andre Becker, 3-year contract at $2.595 million, to be clear about that. Connor says, "Nice to know. I think the THPN subs New Year's resolution is more live streams with Neil." All right, so that'll be my resolution here on the channel, is to be on here for more live watch-alongs. RJ giving us some score updates as it's 2-2 between the Habs and Golden Knights in the third period. The most recent goal came from Emil Heineman, his 9th goal of the year. Connor saying, "I bet you're enjoying the catastrophic downfall of the New York Rangers." Look, as a Devils fan and as somebody who covers them, I'm not going to sit here and be that guy that's going to, make fun of the other fan base and really rub it in their face, because that's what Ranger fans were doing to Devils fans for over a decade. And I'm going to try to be the bigger person here and say, look, I think the Rangers, I think it's fair to say that their time has really kind of run up in many ways in this. And I think that it's time to really accept more of a rebuild. And I think that the sooner that they do that, the better it's going to be long term, because this core at this point is just not going to get it done. And I expect more changes to be made, whether it's through the trade deadline or whatever the case may be. We still have some time here before the game actually gets underway. Currently, Smashing Pumpkins is getting us a little fired up here. As the players should be coming onto the ice very, very soon, so we will keep an eye on that. Another score update. Habs just took the lead on a Kirby Dach goal, his 5th of the year, in the third period. So now the Habs have come back to take a 3-2 lead against Vegas. How that Markstrom trade worked out for you guys. It has so far worked out really well for the New Jersey Devils. He has been as advertised as one could be. He has played phenomenal this year for the Devils, been their rock. And the hope is he can stay healthy and continue to be consistent in net to give the Devils a really good chance to play deep into June, which is the main goal of this Devils team. It's weird that this year's Winter Classic's on New Year's Eve and not, New Year's Day, with a lot of games in the NHL today. That's a good point, Danelle. And you know what's funny? I went to the Winter Classic in person 2 years ago in Boston between the Bruins and the Penguins, and that game was on January 2nd. I think the reason why the NHL does this is because they know that they're competing with the NFL. They also know they're competing more specifically with college football. And with the college football playoff going on right now, at least in the next round of it starting, I don't think that they want to hurt their own ratings. So even though there are a lot of games going on right now in the NHL, this is obviously the big one. But I will say the one criticism I have is that the NHL, I felt, didn't do as good of a job of promoting the Winter Classic this year. And I think a big part of that has to do with that we've already seen this matchup and we've already been to this venue. So this is nothing new for anybody. It's not like last year where it was Vegas against Seattle, in Seattle, completely brand new. This has all been washed, rinsed, and repeat kind of thing. So really, the hope is that next year we start getting some new things. Gary Bettman said earlier today that they're going to be doing something that they've never done before and that it might make people question the NHL. So I don't know whether they feel good about that or not. So I guess we'll see. Talking about the Rangers, fire Lavalette, it will be a disservice, I feel. He's not the problem. I don't really think he's the problem. I think the organization, especially the way that Chris Drury's run it, I feel like has not been good, and that's the way that I look at it. Jolly Musical Duke wants Vegas to force overtime. And yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Chris Drury, I think, is more of the person to blame for this. Let me ask you, the Winter Classic jerseys, do you like better, the Blues or Blackhawks when they showed them online? By far, as the players are taking the ice as we speak, coming out of the dugouts here at Wrigley Field, I am in love with the Chicago Blackhawks uniforms. I think they look absolutely phenomenal. The Blues one, my response to it is, look, they've already kind of done a lot of the other classic looks that they've had before, and they've also done them with the reverse retros, so you didn't have much to work with. They're okay. They're not anything spectacular. I like the numbering and lettering on the back and on the sides, but other than that, it's a pretty plain jersey. But the Blackhawks one is tremendous, and I give Fanatics a lot of credit because I really, really didn't know what is going to happen. I really don't know moving forward what Fanatics is going to do. But so far, nothing to complain about. The jerseys look really, really good, especially for the Blackhawks, and there's been no problems in terms of material and everything. But again, I haven't experienced a lot of Fanatics since they started getting involved for sure. And Danelle referencing, back in 2017, we saw this matchup between the Blues and Blackhawks when it was in St. Louis. And again, we've already had a Winter Classic here between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings years ago. So that's what it is. It's Gary Bettman, Neil. Can you really trust his word? I don't really know why he would lie in that regard. He did say sometime next week. We'll find out. Be really interesting to see what ends up being the Winter Classic. My money is still on. I think we're going to end up in Florida, guys. I think we're going to end up with the Panthers against somebody in the Winter Classic. That's what I think it's going to be, but I could be totally, totally wrong. RJ giving us some updates again. Talk about the World Juniors earlier today. Switzerland beat Kazakhstan 3-1. Finland shut out Latvia 3-0. And Czech gave her Sweden, which should be underway at this moment. And as mentioned before, we have Canada against USA at 8 o'clock tonight. We will be live for that. Not sure who's live for that one, but that'll be coming on right after I'm done here with the Winter Classic. Zillarex, yes, this indeed the Winter Classic. Again, I've said this many times before. I would love to be able to show you guys the game and have it like side by side, like you see maybe with like a Steve Dangle, but we don't have authorization to show it. They'll shut this stream down very, very quickly. So if you're new to the channel and you're new to how I do things, what I'll normally do is this. I have my trusty flash scoreboard to my right, my right to your right as well on the screen. And basically, I'm going to be doing like play-by-play, like you're listening on the radio to an extent. So if you feel like watching the game along with me on your TV and muting it and just listening to me, you're more than welcome to. And I just appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat and doing it. Look at what happened to the Bruins when Jim Montgomery got fired. Yeah, I mean, the Blues have been a lot better since Jim Montgomery came over after being fired by the Bruins earlier this year. Wonder what the Red Wings and Blue Jackets Stadium Series jersey would look like. That's actually a good point to know. We don't even know what those jerseys look like yet. And I think that's in, February, I think. So it'll be interesting to see when they showcase them. I'd say in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have to find out, right? So be interesting to see what those uniforms look like. It'll be Fanatics' first go-around with the Stadium Series jerseys as well. And yes, rest in peace to former President Jimmy Carter, who died, yesterday or 2 days ago, at the exact age of 100. So he made it an entire century before he passed away. Rest in peace to former President Jimmy Carter. They just honored him a little bit. Currently doing the national anthem here. So we are really just moments away from the start of this one. And again, you still have until the beginning of the third period to put your score prediction in the chat, including my prediction. We have 6 predictions in the chat, so make sure you put yours if you have not already. Yes, and thank you. Yeah, so Jimmy Carter did die yesterday at the age of 100. Jared, I've been to a lot of doubles games this year. I try to go as many times as I can. I will definitely be going to more in the new year. And I mean, look, they give you every reason to go to as many games as possible, right? With how great that they've been up until this year. Me and my dad and my bestie were stunned when the news broke, despite me and my dad being Canadian. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm sure for people outside of the United States, it's like, what's the big deal? But obviously in the United States, and certainly for people of a much older generation, they very well know the contributions that Jimmy Carter made when he was president back in the mid to late 70s, I believe, is if I have that correctly. What are your thoughts on hockey in the tri-state area? Danelle's a big tri-state area hockey guy, New York metro area. Devils doing really well so far. Meanwhile, the Rangers and Islanders keep free falling. Both teams need to fire their GMs. Yeah, like I said before, Danelle, I can't complain about the New Jersey Devils. I think that they've done a great job so up until this point. I think the big thing for me is that I do hope that they add some depth scoring at the trade deadline. It'll be really interesting to see who could become available in that regard. But yeah, I think that the Devils, you really, really can't complain about anything. As far as the Rangers, like I said before, I think a lot of it just comes from this core has run its course. I think that there's no better way to look at it. And the Islanders, they're just old. They're just really, really old. And Lou Lamoriello would, I just think that the game has passed him by, and I think that they need to go in a different direction and start rebuilding. Same thing with the Rangers. I think it's time. I think it's really, really time. As far as who would I trade for, from the Devils' perspective, I mean, I've mentioned some guys in the past. Taylor Hall, who's playing in this game today for the Blackhawks, former New Jersey Devil, won a Hart Trophy, an MVP trophy in New Jersey. He certainly could be a guy that could deliver some top-9 scoring. Kyle Palmieri, another former Devil who's currently with the Islanders. I've mentioned Frank Vatrano before from Anaheim. And I'm sure there's other names that are escaping me. Maybe a Yanni Gord, but not really quite sure. Those are just some names, but at the same time, I'm not sure if that's going to be the main focus of the Devils. We'll see. I'm not really worried about it at this moment. The anthem singer who's been, I think, the anthem singer for the Blackhawks for like the better part of 30 plus years. He just did the national anthem. And of course, I'm sure he killed it. I have to have the game on mute again for copyright reasons, but nonetheless. Name the trade that surprised you the most this season. I think, honestly, it was the Capo Caco trade because even though, things were certainly not going well and Capo Caco made his opinion very clear, I just didn't think that the Rangers would really use him as a scapegoat and just end up trading him away. And he's already been very productive in Seattle for the Kraken. It's too bad that I don't know if the Rangers have been in Seattle yet. I know the Kraken already went to the Garden earlier this year, so I'll be really interested to see what ends up happening. The Jacob Trouba trade, I think, was also very, very surprising as well because of the fact that it was to Anaheim. It was so strange, and then the Rangers somehow got cap flexibility. It just made no sense. It was just very, very strange, but here we go, guys. Enough chitter chatter. We are just about ready to get underway in this Winter Classic. So be really interesting to see how both teams come out here in the early going with the jitters and playing in front of this many people outdoors. And, this game matters. The Blues just a couple points out of a playoff spot. Blackhawks, obviously, again, having a tough year, but still a great opportunity to play in front of your home crowd on a national stage here with the talents of Connor Bedard. I mean, it's going to be really, really exciting. Looks like we're going to have a ceremonial puck drop. So it'll be interesting. So there it is. Jeremy Roenick, Chris Chelios, and I don't know the third gentleman. There is Chris Chelios, Hockey Hall of Famer in 2013. Wow, it's already been a decade since he got inducted. Jeremy Roenick, who, look, everybody has a differing opinion about Jeremy Roenick and his personality and things like that. But truth be told, he was a phenomenal player, a Hall of Fame player who just got inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year, as he is also there for the ceremonial puck drop. And, you could tell that he's very emotional, but just happy to be back in Chicago. And back in Chicago as a Blackhawks Hall of Famer, which is great, which is absolutely great. I'm happy that gets that. Now, who is this third gentleman? I feel like I'm going to be stupid when I realize his name. Dennis Savard. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Dennis Savard. 4th all-time in points among Blackhawks skaters. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I'd have to look that up. Or if somebody who's in the chat could look it up for me, if Dennis Savard is a Hall of Famer, that would be great, because I have no clue if he is or not. But you have three legends for the Blackhawks out for the ceremonial puck drop, and then you got Shen and Foligno, the 2 captains of the respective teams, doing the ceremonial puck drop as well. And they just did that. So now I think we are really ready to get underway. I think we're beyond all of the ceremonies and all of the, as my dad would put it, all of the hoopla and all that stuff. And I think we are ready to go here for this exciting game. I'm really, really excited. I love doing these games. Love doing them. So let's see here. Jared's kind of on the same board as me. Not a fan of the Blues uniforms. Goaltending matchup for this one. You've got Jordan Binnington in net for the Blues, 9-14-3 with a 2.93 goals against average and a .895 save percentage. Second start in the Winter Classic when he was the starting netminder in their win in 2022 against the Wild. And Peter Mrazek with the old school pads in net to start for the Blackhawks, 7-13-1, 309 goals against average and a .871 save percentage. Neither of these teams have the world's greatest goaltending, but they're certainly going to need it here in this exciting spectacle. So I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready as well, as the players are at center ice. The ref waiting for the all clear to get this baby underway. Still waiting. Here we go as he skates to center ice. And the puck is dropped, and the 2024 NHL Winter Classic is officially underway. So we'll see how both teams come out in the early goings here of this one. Thank you, Musical Duke, by the way. Yes, Dennis Savard is indeed the Hall of Fame. He was inducted November 13th, 2000, nearly 25 years ago. That's crazy. As a drive from the point there, that one stopped by Mrazek. As the Blues keep it in here with some good early pressure here is Buchnevich in the left corner. Buchnevich tries to feed it in front, gets it now to Robert Thomas. Thomas now with it, gets it top of the point. Now defensive with a shot, and that one goes, and I think it got blocked in front. Colton Parayko keeping it in for St. Louis. Now over to Robert Thomas. There's now a good poke check there. Gets it over to Vlasic, and Vlasic is going to, Kreiber. He throws it up, and is that going to be a delay of game? Yes, it is. So not even a minute in, and the Blues are going to the power play as Kreiber, number 46 for the St. Louis Blues, for the Chicago Blackhawks, is going to the sin bin. Let me get you guys the stats. I feel like that would be appropriate for you guys to see here as we're doing this. But early opportunity here if you're the St. Louis Blues. And speaking of the Blues, Cam Fowler, who was just recently traded from the Ducks to, or I don't know where he was, but he got traded to the Blues, is playing in his 1,000th career game tonight. As a shot there from Kyra just goes wide of Mrazek. As now the Blackhawks are able to get to it and they'll clear. But yeah, congratulations to Cam Fowler, the 34-year-old defenseman, number 17 for the Blues, playing in his 1,000th game. A special day for him that's already made even more special, as now Shen comes in, wraps it around the boards. Blues trying to keep the puck in here, as now they'll keep it in on the top point. Gets it over out of the right side. Gets it, still with it now, waits, feeds it over to the left, over to Shen. Shen now to his teammate, gets it over, and a drive there from the point. That one is stopped and covered by the left glove of Peter Mrazek here, as Falk with that shot there. 1:16 to go on the Blue power play, 18:28 remaining in the first period here. And I do agree, again, Blackhawks jerseys are nice. I may splurge. I am not kidding. I may splurge on a jersey, and the question is, do I get a blank one or do I get a Connor Bedard one? You guys let me know in the chat. Do I go blank or do I go Bedard? That's my two choices. Neil, to be honest, the Blackhawks have always had nice Winter Classic jerseys. Yeah, I mean, honestly, none of them except, okay, the one that I didn't like was the Winter Classic years ago against the Minnesota Wild. Not a fan of that. Now the Blues take another shot, and they score! Right away, it's Cam Fowler in his 1,000th career game. He scores on the power play, and less than 2 minutes in, the Blues strike first. It's 1-0. So Cam Fowler with a nice pass into the slot, and he buries it top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Beautiful setup there. Thomas over to Buchnevich, and then Fowler just beating Mrazek glove side, and the Blues are singing highly now as they have an early 1-0 lead thanks to that power play goal from Fowler. What a way. I mean, Cam Fowler, have yourself a day, right? You're playing in the Winter Classic. You're playing in your 1,000th career game, and you just scored the first goal of this one in the Winter Classic. Tremendous, tremendous there. And now the next focus got to be to try to go and win this game. So Blackhawks not off to the best of starts here, giving up a goal that early on the power play for a penalty kill that's third in the NHL, so not ideal. But now here come the Hawks the other way. Smith over now to the left side is the fourth line on for the Blackhawks. That shot there slowly gets to Binnington, and he'll cover just 2:05 into the hockey game. But again, Cam Fowler with the game's first goal. As again, special one is they got the puck for him, so that's pretty awesome. So again, like I said, special night for him, 1,000th career game in the National Hockey League, and he gets himself a goal in the Winter Classic of all games. And again, right, what a way to start a game in your 1,000th career game is now the Blackhawks get it over to Murphy. Now behind the net here, Blackhawks trying to get something going here as they'll wrap it around the boards. Falk now with some pressure. Blues are able to intercept it, and they're still trying to get it out here, and they do eventually. Now the puck goes back into the Chicago zone. So actually, they took away the second shot for the Blues, so they only have one shot on goal, and it was a goal. So if you're Peter Mrazek, not the way you want to start this Winter Classic here, and not the way you want to start a game at all. That one-time goal, I saw the goal coming, I missed it, huge goal. Really wasn't much of a one-timer. It was more just a really nice wrist shot there. And not sure yet. When they showed up on the scoreboard, Duke, I'll let you know if that ended up being assisted by anybody. Hockey from home, what's going on, man? Happy New Year's to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. And again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. We do live watch-alongs like this all year round. Really, really cool mask by Peter Mrazek honoring some of the legends of the Chicago Cubs. Jordan Binnington's mask honors the legends of the St. Louis Cardinals. So again, love that. Any player that concedes a penalty that leads straight to a goal needs to have some of their wages taken. I'm serious. That was idiotic from number 46, Seaver there. Yeah, not a good start if you're Seaver. Not a good start at all. Yes, yeah, I did not know. I knew that Cam Fowler played for the Ducks. I just don't remember if he came for the Ducks in a trade. So the Blackhawks, this is their 7th outdoor game. They are 1-5 all-time in outdoor games, but 0-4 in Winter Classic. So let me clarify. They have yet to win a Winter Classic in their history as they're trying to avoid going to 0-4-5. Hockey from home, I do apologize for that. It's just a typical thing that I say. Didn't mean any offensive ways. That shot from Buchnevich's stuff. Rebound try is also fought up by Mrazek, as now the Blues putting some pressure here, looking to double the lead as Robert Thomas in the right corner over to Buchnevich. Buchnevich now walking the line, gets it now in the slot, takes a shot, that one gets blocked. Still some good pressure here by the Blues. Blackhawks got to find a way to get it out. As now Thomas trying to get it, as now Connor Bedard intercepts it for the Blackhawks, and Bedard will backhand it to Seth Jones, and the Hawks will control here. So now Taylor Hall will skate it back into his own zone, and now he'll regroup. He's at center ice, gets around a defender, and he'll dump it into the right corner of St. Louis. Good pressure here by Taylor Hall. It's 1-3, and somehow Hall is battling well, but the Blues now are able to get to it, and the Blues will flick it out of the zone here as we're just about 5 minutes into this one. As, again, Cam Fowler on the power play less than 2 minutes into this one is the difference so far with the Blues up 1-0. But now here come the Hawks the other way. Might be a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here they come, trying to feed it over to Bertuzzi, but it gets broken up there by Falk. As now here come the Blues the other way on the right side. And he'll just dump it into the left corner here. No icing. As Seaver here trying to redeem himself after being the one who took the delay of game penalty that led to the game's first goal. Now it flips up into the air, just out of the reach of a Blackhawk here, and that will be an icing as Ryan Smith, who actually just got activated into the roster today, was the one that was trying to get the breakaway there. So again, in case you're just joining, it was Cam Fowler, who again is playing his 1,000th career game, that scores the first goal of this one for the St. Louis Blues. So Blues have it again, and that shot just goes wide of Mrazek here. Puck rolls around to the other side as Sundqvist just couldn't keep it in. So now Pat Maroon chips it up the boards, and now the Blackhawks get it out of the zone. Both teams whacking at it near the Blues bench, but now the Hawks will control it, and now they'll reset here as both teams are making a change. So if you're the Hawks, you got to find a way to get the next goal here. You can't allow the Blues early on in this game to grab a 2-0 lead. Got to find a way to get the momentum back on your side. So the Blues will slowly bring it up, and they'll dump it back into the Chicago zone. No icing as a hit off of Murphy there. Puck is loose behind the net. Blues get to it. Beat it in front, but nobody's home. It's intercepted by Donato. And now here come the Hawks slowly the other way. It's kind of a 2-on-3 here. As now the Hawks dump it into the right corner. Donato with a good hit there. Both teams have two guys up in the boards. But now the Blues will get to it, and they'll slowly bring it up the other way. Now the Blues come in. Opportunity is, that puck just came off the stick of Shen. He would have had a wide open chance for a golden opportunity, but Kyrou keeps it in for the Blues. Jordan Kyrou now behind the net. He fights up, but it's going to be a delayed penalty here against the Hawks. So 6-on-5 here until the next whistle as Kyrou has it, still with it. Hawks haven't touched it yet. They take a shot, and that one gets fought up by Mrazek. Sharp angle try gets stopped, and then we finally get that stoppage of play. It's going to be a holding penalty against the Blackhawks. So things have gone from bad to worse here as it's going to be against the Hawks as mentioned. And now we'll see what the Blues can do with already their second power play coming up just over 7 minutes into this one. It's going to be just under 7 minutes into this one. It is 1-0 St. Louis on a goal from Cam Fowler here. And we will step aside for the first time today to get a word from our sponsors.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So we did get a final in the the Canadiens Golden Knights game as the Montreal Canadiens ended up winning that one 3-2. So pretty big upset there for the Canadiens as they were able to knock off the high-flying Vegas Golden Knights in that one. We also did just get some news here from the New York Rangers as Igor Shesterkin is now going to go on IR for at least a week with an upper body injury. So things are going from bad to worse in Rangerland as now their big money goaltender is going to be out for a week, at least a week, with an upper body injury. So that is not ideal for the New York Rangers. But we are back here in this one. 1-0 Blues thanks to a power play goal from Cam Fowler. Blues are now already on their second power play of the night. So now we'll see what they can do here. They're 1-for-1 already with 2 shots as now Cam Fowler just out of the reach of him. Blues got to be careful here not to give up a shorthanded chance as Teravainen is able to actually win this battle and he's able to kill off some time here. Fowler falls down, but he regains his composure and gets it now over to his teammate. And now Sundqvist just out of reach of Thomas, and again another clear. So much better power penalty kill for the Blackhawks. Again, they come in with the third best penalty kill in the NHL, while the Blues have, I think, the 20th or 21st power play. As Schenn with a shot, and that one is fought off by the pad of Mrazek. As now the Blues trying to set up here, get it up to the top of the point, over to Falk. Now over to his teammate, Kyrou. Kyrou with a shot. That one gets blocked, but Falk keeps it in for the Blues. 40 seconds to go on the power play here. Falk, top of the point, gets over Kyrou one time, shot, and that one just goes wide of Mrazek. Blues keep it in again. Feeds it over. Feeds right in front there, and that pass just goes wide. Falk again retains it for the Blues, gets it over, fakes the slap shot, still with it now. Now in the right corner, feeds over, shot, and they score! Jordan Kyrou on a nice tap in on the cross screen feed. And the Blues have scored again on the power play, and it's now 2-0. So the Blues dominating on the power play here. It's Jordan Kyrou is the one that scores on this one. So the Blackhawks really struggling on the man advantage so far in this one. Blues doing a really nice job of just keeping the puck in, some really good passing, and just bing, bang, boom. And that's just a beautiful goal there as Jake Neighbors with a beautiful cross-crease feed to a wide-open Jordan Kyrou. Nobody was guarding him, and he taps it in for the easy power play goal. And the Blues up 2-0 in this one as Jordan Kyrou gets his 16th goal of the year. 11:45 and ticking to go in this first period. 2-0 Blues here in this Winter Classic so far. So the Blues looking to play spoilers yet again to another team's Winter Classic. Really good positioning again on that replay for Jordan Kyrou. Really good. What a feed from Neighbors. What a feed from Neighbors there to get that goal. But yeah, no, this has not been good if you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan. This has not been good at all. Jordan Kyrou, 4 points in his last 4 games, 2 goals and 2 assists. But now here come the Hawks looking to try to get back in this one. Bedard lost the puck, and now the Blues look to come the other way with some numbers, but a good defensive play there by Taylor Hall negates that. Bedard gets it back, and the Hawks are back into the zone. Taylor Hall with a shot. That one gets blocked into the left side. Hawks keeping it in now as Murphy wraps it around the boards. But Colton Parayko intercepts it for St. Louis, and he'll bank it off the boards and out. It'll go down, and it won't be enough for an icing here, so they'll play on. So again, the Blackhawks, they got to find a way to get the next goal. It is so important for them to find a way to get the next goal here in this one. Jordan Kyrou again, that goal was his 16th of the year. He also has 32 points. Both of those stats lead the Blues, so he is certainly having another strong year in the Midwest. As now the Hawks keeping it in, wrapping it around the boards, gets it overall, and that one just out of the reach, and Blackhawks nearly gave up a 2-on-1 there. Puck is bouncing right now at center ice. Both teams got to be careful here not to give up an odd man rush. But this is tough, man. This is really tough. Jordan Kyrou's goal, his 16th of the year. Neighbors and Holloway with assists on that one. As when I have the opportunity, I'll go and take a look at who, if anybody, got assists on that first goal from Cam Fowler. Seth Jones now over to his defensive partner as we've just reached the halfway point of this first period. Here come the Blues the other way with some numbers. Sundqvist takes a shot, and that one just goes wide of Mrazek. But the Blues, again, with some good forechecking here, as they'll keep it in the offensive zone. 76 now with the puck. He's behind the net. Still with it now. Gets it top of the point to his teammate. Wraps it now again to behind the net. Sundqvist with the puck. Now over to Neighbors. Neighbors now top of the point to his defensive teammate. Sundqvist again behind the net. Back to Neighbors. 76 now with the puck for St. Louis. They still have it. Turnaround shot, but that one is gloved and covered by Mrazek with 9:28 to go in the opening frame. Now 2-0 St. Louis, thanks to the most recent power play goal from Jordan Kyrou. Jolly Musical Duke not having the best of days as he has missed yet another goal in this one. I think it's imperative that you try to stay with us here, my friend. Update in the World Junior game between Sweden and Czechia. No score after 1 period of play. Shots are now up to 8-1 here. I'm sure it'll update in a second, but 8-1 here in favor of the St. Louis Blues. So, yeah, this has been a really, really bad start if you're the Chicago Blackhawks. Not getting much of anything going offensively, and you've given up 2 power play goals in this one. This is not the way that you want to see it at all here. So we'll take a look again. Pavel Buchnevich and Robert Thomas each with assists on that Cam Fowler goal. And as mentioned before, Jake Neighbors and Dylan Holloway with assists on the power play goal, Jordan Kyrou. So that is so far what we've seen. And like I said, Jordan Binnington having a pretty relaxed time so far in this first period. Not much to really say about that. By the way, I'm sure all of you who have been watching enough hockey have seen this tipping commercial from the NHL using the goalies like Jeremy Swayman and Jake Ottinger and UC Saros and Jacob Markstrom. It's really funny. I actually think that they did a really good job with this commercial, and I give them a lot of credit for it because it's really, really damn funny. Like I actually think it's very funny. So good on them for that. It's a beautiful view there in Chicago, Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. Darren Pang on TNT interviewing Jim Montgomery, and it's kind of a weird year for Jim Montgomery, right? He starts the year in Boston, and there was obviously, reports about the discontent and everything. Bruins got off to not the best of starts, and obviously they couldn't fire the players, so they got rid of Jim Montgomery back in early November, I think 10th, was it? And since November 12th, which was the first game that Jim Montgomery was the head coach of the Blues have been 8-5-3. So they have been about 500, but have played a lot better since he came over and have gotten them much closer to a playoff spot. So they certainly needed a coaching change, and they got it. As now Blues again with pressure in the offensive zone. Opportunity here. Puck is loose, but it's taken away by the Blackhawks, and they'll slowly get it out. Live money line presented by our friends over at DraftKings, minus 660 in favor of the Blues, while it's plus 420 for the Blackhawks. And again, if you are a new customer to DraftKings, if you bet $5, you get $150 instantly in free bets. So make sure to sign up with DraftKings. Here come the Hawks. Donato with a shot, and that one is stopped by Binnington. So the first big opportunity for the Hawks, and Jordan Binnington makes the save. Just the second shot on goal so far for Chicago here with 8.5 minutes to go in the opening frame. Seth Jones now in his own zone. He'll dump it into the right corner here. No icing here. Ref says play on. Scoring chances 4-1 in favor of St. Louis. Not a surprise there. Both teams poking at it in the right corner in the St. Louis zone. Puck comes out in front, but Falk is able to get it for St. Louis, and he'll take it off the boards, and it'll go all the way down, but not enough for an icing. So the Blues have done a good job of dumping it out of their zone, but not icing it either. So pretty heads-up play there as Cam Fowler now over to his teammate Parayko. Parayko will dump it back in to the Blackhawks zone here. So again, got to find a way here if you're the Blackhawks to get the next goal. I mean, if you go down 3, even if it's in the first period, it's going to be very hard to come back in a game like this for sure. So that puck looked like the Hawks were trying to dump it in, but it deflected out of play. Faceoff be just out of the blue zone with 7:39 remaining in the first period. Did New Jersey do something similar with Hughes recently and put up his stats since his first draft? The big thing that they did, Connor, was recently when they played the Rangers last week, just to kind of, a little bit of making fun of the Rangers, they put up the video of Ranger fans celebrating when Jack Hughes got drafted number 1 overall by the Devils back in 2019. So kind of poking fun, but that's really it. And they did show a stat where out of all the teams that Jack Hughes has played, the one he's had the most success against is the New York Rangers. And I mean, that's great for any Devils fan for sure, like myself. I mean, it's tremendous. Blackhawks now trying to get something going in the offensive zone. Gets it up top of the point now to Murphy, but he couldn't keep it in, and he has to go back and regroup. And it feels like it's just been that type of game so far for Chicago. Just when they get something going, they shoot themselves in the foot. But they come back in here, gets over 91, backhand try, goes high and wide of Binnington. Blackhawks keeping it in the offensive zone here. trying to wrap it around, but it's taken away by 26 of the Blues. And now a shot there goes wide of Mrazek. So both teams whacking out of the right corner. 6:45 to go in the first. Gets it over now to Murphy. They'll walk it up. Now puck goes all the way down. No icing. I thought they would have called it. Again, they took a shot off the board from St. Louis. So instead of having 9, they got down to 7. But I'm sure that will rack up as we go along here. Blues again with some good pressure. Now Sundqvist fighting along here, and we get a stoppage of play. I think it's offsides. As Maroon and one of the Blues players having some words after the whistle here. Are we getting a penalty against the Blues? Not sure. Oh, we are. Broberg is going to the box for St. Louis here, number 6 on the Blues. So now the Blackhawks get their first chance on the power play. It was an interference cause. Maroon got knocked down by Broberg before that puck got to him. So big opportunity here if you're the Chicago Blackhawks. You're down 2-0, but now you have an opportunity on the man advantage to get one back here and get back in this game. Why would the Rangers celebrate that? Why would you celebrate a rival drafting somebody? I think it would. I've said it before. The big reason for that was just simply because the Ranger fans preferred Kaapo Kakko over Jack Hughes. I think a lot of people thought that Jack Hughes was not as ready for the NHL as Kaapo Kakko was. And that's why I think they did. That's the big reason why they celebrated that. So that's the best answer I can give you. My last stream was the Devils against the Sabres on the Global Series. 2-on-1 for the Blues, shorthanded. Thomas with a shot, and he rang it off the post. Robert Thomas nearly tripled the lead, but now the Hawks come back the other way. Connor Bedard with it. Bedard, backhand pass, feeds it over to Bertuzzi with a shot, and that one gets fought off by Binnington. So now the Hawks with some momentum here. Bedard on the right side gets it top of the point to Seth Jones. Backs it over to Bedard on the right faceoff dot. Bedard now on the right corner, top of the point now to Jones. Jones left side over now to Teravainen. Teravainen with the puck, waits, still with it now. He'll dump it around the boards the other side, back to Bedard. Bedard on the right corner. Bank tried to beg it off the boards, and now the Blues look to come the other way. Robert Thomas all by himself. Toe drags, tried to take a shot, but a good stick block there by Seth Jones. And now the Hawks will look to reset here with 45 seconds to go on the man advantage. 5 minutes exactly to go. This opening period, Blues up 2-0 here. Now the Hawks come in 73, gets around one defender, but can't get around another. And then the Blues get to it and clear it again. So now Mrazek will stop it now and get it over to Vlasic. Vlasic now over to the left side of Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall gets around one defender, but again, a good defensive play. Knocks that puck loose. Blues can't get it out. That try there, stop, rebound, try, and they score! It's Taylor Hall on a rebound! And the Hawks have gotten back in this one on the power play as they cut the deficit to 1. Taylor Hall with a rebound goal, right place at the right time as that puck was loose. Ryan Donato takes a shot. Just basically the puck just comes right to him. He just takes a shot to just get it on net. And Taylor Hall was in the right place to get it there before Binnington could get over. And the Hawks are able to get one back. That is a much-needed goal, and it was scored by the former Hart Trophy winner, Taylor Hall. Big-time goal there. Big-time goal. And Jared says, I see why you want to trade for Taylor Hall. Well, I mean, he's playing pretty well of late. Shots are now up to 7-5 in favor of the Blues, so the Hawks have gotten some momentum as that puck comes out in front, but Binnington covers. So the Hawks nearly just then were able to tie it up, but they just got on the board thanks to a power play goal from Taylor Hall. So this has been a good one so far. 4:25 to go in the first. 2-1 now, St. Louis here in this Winter Classic. And I'm going to step aside for another moment for another commercial break.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts, With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
First period of the NHL Winter Classic between the Blues and Blackhawks. Both teams have found themselves the back of the net on the power play. Blues with 2 power play goals from Cam Fowler and Jordan Cairo. And then just moments ago, we had Taylor Hall scoring a rebound on the power play. And that's where we are here with just under 5 minutes to go in this first period. And you are right. What a game, Musical Duke, that we've had so far. A lot of excitement. And that's what you want from these outdoor games. They are always a lot of fun, and there's always something crazy that's going to happen. We won't have a shutout like we had last year, so at least there's that. Both teams have found the back of the net. As now both teams whack at it behind the Blues zone here. As now dumps it around, but it's intercepted by Vlasic. He tries to keep it in, but Cam Fowler, he can't get to it as both teams having trouble controlling the puck. That one just comes out of the Blues zone, but Vlasic will dump it right back in as both teams make a change with 3:51 to go here in this first period. So now Mrazek will touch it up and get it over to Brody, TJ Brody, up the seams here as there comes Taylor Hall, who has the only goal so far for the Hawks. As now Bedard tried to make a feed over, that pops up into the air. Taylor Hall gets to it. Can he keep it on sides? I don't believe he can. But now Brogberg, who took that penalty, but it's intercepted by Connor Bedard. Bedard with a shot. That one stopped. And that one on a rebound gets blocked. So Connor Bedard looking to try to tie it. But now Murphy over to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi top of the point. Oh, and just out of the reach of Taylor Hall. And he'll have to go back and regroup here. But the Hawks now have gotten it going. They've gotten it going since scoring that power play goal. They've been the better of the two teams in the last couple of minutes here. We'll see if they can generate another goal here and try to tie it before the end of the first with 3 minutes to go in the opening frame. As now both teams again battling behind the Blues net. As now Teravainen wraps it around the boards, gets into Seth Jones, who takes a shot that gets blocked to the left side where Brogberg will get to it and he'll backhand it out of the zone. But now Teravainen intercepts. He dumps it in and that was nearly a 2-on-1 for the Hawks. But here comes Seth Jones right back into the offensive zone, takes a shot. That one's spot up. Another opportunity here and another try, and that one is gloved and covered by Binnington. Seth Jones with 2 good chances there, but Jordan Binnington shuts the door as now both teams are tied up at 7 shots apiece. It was 7-1 when the Blues took that 2-0 lead. Since then, it is 6-0 in favor of the Hawks, and they have a power play goal. So both teams have had, we've had a back and forth battle here in this one. I'd actually like to see the Hawks tie it up here at the end of this first period. A little 2-2 action here after one, I think would be cool. Face off to the left of Jordan Binnington. Scoring chances are 5-4 in favor of the Blues, but that shot there is stopped by Binnington off a high rise here from Vlasic. That was a big time slap shot. Blues come into the offensive zone, but it's taken away immediately here by Smith. He'll chip it up the boards here, and here come the Hawks trying to get it into the zone, and that one comes right to Binnington. Scramble in the crease. Puck is still loose there, and it's now in the right corner of the Blues, and they'll dump it out of the zone. And that puck goes all the way down, but not enough for an icing here as we've now reached 2 minutes to go in this opening period. As now Vlasic over to Taylor Hall, now up to Seth Jones, and the Hawks come into the offensive zone. Jones dumps it into the right corner. Bedard and Fowler fighting for it, intercepted by Falk. And now the Blues look to come the other way, and they do. Have some space here on the right side. Blues coming in, feeding it in front, and that one just goes wide. And now here come the Hawks. Bedard along with Murphy. Murphy gets around one, but we get a stoppage of play, I believe, for an offsides here with about 90 seconds to go in the opening period here. Breaking news here. Louis Domingue has been recalled from the Hartford Wolfpack as of today with reports that Rangers starting goaltender is indeed going to the IR with an upper body injury. So that is, I mentioned that before, that yes, Igor Shesterkin will be going to injured reserve here for at least a week. So Louis Domingue will back up Jonathan Quick for the foreseeable future. So again, things just going from bad to worse if you're the New York Rangers. Turnaround shot there, stopped by Binnington. Another opportunity, that puck is loose. Murphy gets to its shot. That one's stopped by the left leg pad of Binnington. Blues desperately need to get it out, and they do. And now they'll look to come the other way as Brandon Saad over to Buchnevich, but that's immediately taken away by the Hawks again. As here they come, long feed over to the left side. Sharp angle try, feeds in front, and that deflected just wide of Binnington. He was out of position, but it luckily went wide. 50 seconds to go in the first period. Foligno just at the reach of Donato, but now to Murphy. Murphy feeds it in front, and that one goes wide. Hawks keep it in. Another try there, goes wide of Binnington. Murphy again with the puck. Murphy feeds it over. Backhand pass, but that's intercepted by Brandon Saad. Over to Buchnevich here, and he'll come into the offensive zone on sides with 30 seconds to go. As now gets it over, top of the point. That shot just harmlessly gets blocked. As now TJ Brody over to Murphy. Murphy controls it to Bedard with 20 seconds to go here. That one's intercepted by St. Louis. They get on sides here in the offensive zone. Try to feed it over. That gets broken up by Bertuzzi. He gets to it now, and the Hawks looking to try to get one last chance here. They'll backhand it into the left corner of the St. Louis zone with 5 seconds to go in the period. Blues still have it now, and they'll let the clock run out, as that'll do it for a very, very exciting first period here of this Winter Classic. It didn't start off well if you're the Chicago Blackhawks, as the Blues scored not one but 2 power play goals from Cam Fowler and Jordan Kyrou. But late in that period, just about 4 minutes or so to go in the period, the Hawks were able to get a power play goal themselves from Taylor Hall and really dominated from that point on as they ended the period after starting off being outshot 7-1. They ended up outshooting the Blues 9-0 through the last 7 or 8 minutes of that period. So both teams, I'm sure at this point, have settled down, and we'll see what they have in store for us in these other 40 minutes of play. But let me know what you guys think so far of this one. If you haven't yet, please put in your predictions for the rest of this one. Would really, really like to know. But before we continue on here, we'll step aside for another moment to get another word from our sponsors.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
And welcome back, everybody, here to our first intermission report of our exciting game, the 2024 NHL Winter Classic. Because after 20 minutes of play, we already had 3 goals, and all of them were power play goals as the Blues jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. Cam Fowler got the first power play goal, and then Jordan Kyrou later on in the period made it 2-0. And then Taylor Hall was able to get the power play goal for the Hawks to cut the deficit to 1. And so that's what we've had through the first 20 minutes of action. So it's been a good game so far. Really can't complain. You got a lot of really good action. I think that's the big thing here. And I really just love that the Hawks were able to figure it out later on in the period. I was worried, especially when it was quickly 2-0, that we were going to, that this was going to be a one-sided game, that there was going to be a lot of, that the Blues are really going to dominate. But to give the Hawks credit, they found a way, regardless of whether it was on the power play or not, they found a way to get it done. And I mentioned Cam Fowler before, and I've mentioned it several times so far on the broadcast, but I think it's awesome for him that he's playing in his 1,000th career game in the NHL. He's playing in the Winter Classic, and he scored a goal already in the Winter Classic. I mean, for him, what a way to cap off 2024, right? I mean, just phenomenal for him that he was able to do that. I mean, that is just absolutely awesome that he's able to accomplish that. So again, congratulations to Cam Fowler on 1,000 career games and also scoring in his 1,000 career game, which is really awesome. Again, Jordan Kyrou got the other goal for St. Louis, and then Taylor Hall with the goal for the Blackhawks. So I'll leave it up to you guys for some questions here. As odds to score the next goal presented by DraftKings, -125 for the Blues and +100 for the Blackhawks. And new customers bet $5, you get $150 instantly if your bet wins. Paid instantly in bonus bets by using our promo code THPN, which you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen. Also should mention, I mean, this is not really that relevant, but Chance the Rapper is performing during the first intermission. I'm actually kind of glad that I have the TV muted for this one. So we will have a little bit of time here before the second period gets underway. But I guess the big question that I have for you guys is this. What was your biggest memory from 2024 from a hockey standpoint? What hockey memory stands out to you from this past year? Let me know in the comment section if you haven't already. Would love for you guys to let me know so I can interact with you guys more. Excuse me. Danelle says, when the NHL does expansion again, hope they bring Atlanta and Phoenix again. And should be the Thrashers 2.0 and the Coyotes 2.0. I miss both teams, good logos and jerseys. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of hope, especially with St. Louis, that not St. Louis, with Atlanta, that they do end up bringing the Thrashers back. There's been a lot of talks about that. There's been a lot of different things with it, and I think it'll be really interesting to see over the course of the next 2 or 3 years where Gary Bettman decides to look at in terms of things like expansion. Does he go back to certain markets? Does he go to new markets? Who knows, right? I think that's the big thing. As far as Arizona's concerned, again, very similar thing. Sorry for the flashing. That's from the TV, not me, I swear. That's just it's a whole concert going on here with Chance the Rapper, which is really funny. Anyway, but yeah, with Arizona, I think Jesus, man, enough of this flashing going on. My goodness, just too much. For Arizona, yeah, it would be great to get the Coyotes back. I think that they will, just as long as their former owner is not the owner of the next iteration of the Arizona Coyotes, because he's the sole reason that they ended up moving and having to sell the team. So yeah, I'm the biggest thing about Atlanta that will stick out negatively is the fact that not one but two different teams played in Atlanta at one point, at different points, and both of them eventually moved out. Now, when you look at that, you could easily say, well, it's because of, Atlanta's not a hockey town or whatever. You could make that argument, but there are also plenty of other cities that have NHL teams that you wouldn't think would be hockey towns that have become hockey towns. So the big thing for me is that ownership has always been an issue in Atlanta. Same thing with Arizona as well. You need to have somebody or people that are going to not only want to have a team, but are committed to making it work and staying there for the long run and creating an organization that people can be proud of. Because I think those markets would be really important for the NHL to continue to grow this game throughout the entire country and make it that much more easier for people to get really into. Jared says his fondest memory of 2024 from a hockey standpoint is Connor Bedard's first game in the NHL. It's crazy to think about how long ago that was. But yeah, that's I'm sure for Blackhawks fans and certainly for Connor Bedard, it's going to be a memory that sticks out 100%. Score update in this World Junior Championship game. Not the championship game, but one of them. Sweden up 1-0 early in the second period against Czechia. Danelle says Atlanta and Phoenix should have better ownership this time. We say that, but we don't actually know. Actions speak louder than words. So it's really going to have to come down to who ends up being the people that are interested, and how are they going to make it work. Look at the teams in the South as the Hurricanes, Lightning, Panthers, Stars, Predators. I think Atlanta can do better, and also Phoenix as well. And Danelle, I agree with you 100%. It does fall back into ownership. It does fall back into they need to get the right owners in there that want this to work in Arizona, in Atlanta, respectively. That's the way that I look at it. So I'm hopeful that whoever gets involved in the next couple of years, if they do that, is able to, truly make a team work in these towns, cities, and keep it there long term. I also really do feel bad for Coyotes fans because there are a lot of Coyotes fans out there that have stuck with the team through it all, right? They've been through all of this, coming from Winnipeg, being there, going through, some really tough periods with ownership and things like that. And all they want at the end of the day is a team that they can be proud of, an organization that they can be proud of, and an owner that cares. And they just haven't gotten that yet. And the fans out there who are Coyotes fans through and through, they deserve an opportunity to have a team again. And I really hope that in the near future they do get that. Danelle, I'll give you another one. Funny enough, the Devils were rumored back in the 90s to move from New Jersey to go to Nashville before the Predators became their own team. And that didn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, it does happen where, like, teams do unfortunately move. It hasn't happened that often in the NHL, but it does unfortunately happen because a lot of things. And a lot of the time it has to do with ownership. That's the big thing for me. And you're right, Jared. The owner of the Coyotes really just didn't really want to spend the money. I don't think was fully invested in making it work the way that he wanted to, and I don't think he was invested in making it work in Arizona. I don't believe that. Another quick update here, as now Sweden grabs a 2-0 lead over Czechia. That was about 2 minutes after they took the 1-0 lead. So, Czechia really in a struggle right now. And I think that game's over on NHL Network as well. But, I'm stuck seeing Chance the Rapper perform. Oh, God, this is funny. But then again, you know how it goes. Chance the Rapper, I think, is from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So this just kind of makes sense that he's doing that. I don't know if there's going to be a second intermission performance. I'm sure there's going to be something, but we'll see. I heard about when the Devils was rumored to move to Nashville, and I didn't. Yeah, they didn't. They actually didn't. There was that big surprise earlier in the WJC with Latvia knocking off Canada, despite Canada outshooting Latvia. What was it, like 57 or 58 to 20 something? It was crazy, and they ended up winning in a shootout, which was insane, absolutely insane. And that's the crazy thing about that rumor. And this was going on when they were trying to win the Stanley Cup in 1995, which they ultimately did. And you wonder, if they hadn't won the Cup that year, would they have moved? Who knows? But I think winning that Cup, I think, certainly helped them. This is insane. This is actually insane that they're still doing this. So, I still have some more time. I'm obviously trying to take care of my voice here since I'm the only one talking, and I don't want to have some dead air. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, and I'm going to step aside for another moment for you guys to get another word for our sponsors, and we'll see you all in a little bit.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day, or opening night. Comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
And welcome everybody back here as we are just a few moments away from getting this second period of the 2024 NHL Winter Classic underway here. Again, if you're just joining in, my name is Neil Villapiano. I am one of the many hosts here on the Hockey Podcast Network. I cover the New Jersey Devils here on the network. Devil's State of Mind is my podcast. If you haven't already, go check it out. Make sure to go leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Devil's State of Mind. Is I'm about 8 or 9 subscribers away from my first 100. So if you guys could go and leave a subscribe, sub to my page and everything would be great. I would greatly appreciate that a lot here. But I also do live watch-alongs here on the THPN YouTube channel, as you can see. And again, we are getting ready to start the second period of this game, the Winter Classic between the Blues And the Blackhawks, again, if you haven't been watching up until this point, here is what you've missed. Cam Fowler and Jordan Kyrou with power play goals were both of the goal scorers for the Blues, while Taylor Hall scored a power play goal himself that got the Blackhawks on the board later on in that period to make it 2-1. So we have yet to have an even strength goal in this one, with us already having 3 goals after just 20 minutes of play. So again, also make sure to put your score predictions in the chat. Again, you have until the beginning of the third period to put your score prediction in there, including mine. We have about 6 score predictions already, and if anybody gets them right, I will give them a shout out at the end of this one. What is going on? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, afternoon or evening, wherever you are checking us out. Thank you to you and everybody who's been hanging out with us so far here tonight. We really, really do appreciate it a ton here in this one. There's also a bunch of NHL games that are coming up in about an hour and a half from now, as all of them are going to be starting at 8 o'clock except one. Oilers and Utah will be dropping the puck at 9 o'clock. Mainly, they're going to try to make sure that they can, that all these games get done before the new year begins, so to speak. So, yeah, you have Winnipeg against Colorado, Buffalo against Dallas, Pittsburgh versus Detroit, New Jersey at Anaheim, Carolina at Columbus, Philadelphia at San Jose, Nashville at Minnesota, Vancouver at Calgary, and as I mentioned before, Utah against the Oilers. And then tomorrow, one game on the calendar. After having nearly every team play today, the Devils will be in Los Angeles to take on the LA Kings. That one is at 6 p.m. Eastern. Jared Brett says, I need the Blackhawks to score 2 more goals. Yeah, my prediction was also 3-2 Blackhawks, so I'm hoping that the Hawks get 2 more, no other goals scored, and Jared and I are both right. Czechia was able to get one back here in the second period of that World Junior game. It's now 2-1 Sweden in that one. My Winnipeg Jets just played the Colorado Avs. That's going to be tough. That is going to be a tough matchup. But you know what, Jared? The Winnipeg Jets have had a great season up until this point. This should be a lot of fun. Why they're showing... So what's really weird about Wrigley Field is that in order to get to the locker room, you have to go down the dugout and then go upstairs to reach like where the locker room is. So it's like you go up, so you go down, up, like down. Like it's very weird. So like when you come back, it's like down, up, and then you're right there. Very strange, but hey, it's one of the oldest ballparks in America, and it's hosting already its second outdoor NHL game. It's very, very interesting here. But let's see what both of these teams have in store for us here in this second period, and it's going to be interesting. So here we go. Puck is dropped, and second period of the NHL Winter Classic is underway here. So the Blues starting off here. Again, this game is at Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs in Chicago. So obviously the Blackhawks are the home team. Early icing here against the Blackhawks, just about 16 seconds in. They're showing once again another replay of the Blues players coming down the stairs to then go back up towards the field. Very strange, but it was also like that in the old Chicago Stadium, the home of the Chicago Bulls of the NBA, where you had to like go upstairs to get to like where the court was. Again, very, very weird, but I guess that was normal for some people back in the day. Brandon Saad now into the left corner. There's been some rumors about Brandon Saad over the last couple of weeks about him potentially being traded, as Jordan Binnington is out of his net, as it looks like there's a delayed penalty here against the Blackhawks. So 6-on-5 for the Blues until the Blackhawks touch up. Now gets over the left side is Fowler. Now over to Thomas, gets to Buchnevich. Now to Saad, gets it over, and that one is able to be kept in by Fowler. That puck is still loose, and finally, no, it still hasn't been touched, and now it finally has been touched by Taylor Hall. And 58 seconds into the period, it is Taylor Hall who has the only Blackhawks goal, who's going to go to the sin bin, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call as he got the stick under Robert Thomas. So the Blues, who are already 2 for 2 on the power play, have an early opportunity, just like they did in the first, to get themselves a power play goal and get back up by 2. Need a kill here if you're the Blackhawks. Face-off one here by the Blues. As now, Kyra with it. He takes a shot. That one stopped. Rebound try is also stopped by Mrazek, and then he'll cover. First time in Winter Classic history that 2 or more power play goals were scored in the first period. So we had again more history here in the Winter Classic. The Blues were 1 for 20 going into this game recently on the power play. They are 2 for 2 so far tonight. As Vlasic wins that for Chicago, and he'll dump it out. Minute 40 to go on the St. Louis power play. Now Justin Falk with the puck behind his own zone. Now he'll take it up. Over now into the offensive zone, but it's intercepted by the Hawks. This might be a breakaway chance. Here comes Dickinson with a shot, and he took it wide. Jason Dickinson had a golden opportunity shorthanded on a breakaway to try to tie it, but he shot it wide of the net. Now Falk with a shot. That one stopped, and he'll cover it. Mrazek does before any other craziness happens. Neighbors and one of the Blackhawks defensemen with some choice words after the play, but yeah, Jason Dickinson moments ago had a chance to tie it up. We'll see again here. I'm not sure. Maybe Binnington got a piece? No, he shot it wide. Yeah, it went over the glove of Binnington, but went wide. Shots are now even at 10 apiece for both teams. Face-off won by the Blues here. Cam Fowler over now to Parayko. Now to the right side. Feeds it in front just wide of Mrazek. Gets it now, but unfortunately Fowler wasn't there to retrieve it, and he'll have to go all the way back down to restart here with a minute to go on the Blues power play. Just about 2 minutes in to the second period here. 2-1 St. Louis. So the Blues have it. Takes a shot. That one stopped, but it wasn't going to count anyway. It was an offsides, and Buchnevich and Vlasic with some pushing and shoving after the whistle here. Obviously, I don't think Buchnevich meant to shoot it after the whistle. I don't think he knew it was going to be offsides. Looks like cooler heads have prevailed here as we're 2:05 into the second period. Ilya Mikheyev, former Toronto Maple Leaf, number 95 on the Blackhawks there, also with some talking to his fellow countryman in Pavel Buchnevich. I think they're both from the same country, if I'm not mistaken. Buchnevich was another guy that last year, there was a lot of questions as to whether or not he was going to get traded by the Blues, but they stayed in the playoff race until well into the end of the year. So really, they didn't want to take a chance on trading him, and he's still with the Blues now. And I don't think they'll trade him, but crazier things have happened. Sundqvist now with the puck, setting it up here for St. Louis. Blues trying to set. Fowler gets it over now to Kyrou. He throws it over, nobody home, but the Blues regain it here. Gets it over now to the right faceoff dot. Tries to make a feed in front to his teammate, but the pass just goes wide. Buchnevich now top of the point to Fowler. Right side now to Thomas. Thomas with a shot, and that one stopped. Rebound try. Puck is still loose. It's a scramble in front of the net. Puck is still loose there. Blues get to it. Buchnevich shot. That one gets blocked by Dickinson. 5 seconds to go on the Blue power play. So that power play comes to an end. The Hawks kill it off, but the Blues still have it in the offensive zone. Thomas now tries to get it over to his teammate, but he couldn't control it. Both teams back to even strength here. Blues still with it now. Thomas chips it now over to Parayko. Colm Parayko now drops out Buchnevich back to Thomas. Thomas with a shot, and that one's high and wide of Mrazek. Hawks now are able to control it, and they'll calmly get it out of the zone as Taylor Hall tries to get around a defenseman, but he's actually able to win the puck, and that feed in front to Bedard didn't work. Blues chip it out. And that one gets stopped. It looks like it was a hand pass there. But, yeah, really, that was a much-needed penalty kill for the Blackhawks there. Not without some really good opportunities right at the end for the Blues. It looked like for a moment there that the Blues were going to find a way to poke one past Mrazek, but a good couple of saves and a good defensive play there overall from Vlasic and Dickinson was able to negate any sort of disaster there on that last one. Like the Rangers have trade rumors of Chris Kreider. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with Chris Kreider. He's another one of those Rangers that very well could be on his way out. Robert Thomas has 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points in his last 4 games, so he has certainly been playing some good hockey of late. and has had a couple of good opportunities here in this one to get on the score sheet. And now the Blues look to come the other way. They come in, stop, tries to make a feed over, gets broken up. And now the Blackhawks may have a chance here. It's now 46, gets one, takes a shot, and that one is stopped by Binnington. Used the power move, but Binnington makes the save. Smith now tries to keep it in for his teammate, but now the Blackhawks will have to go back and reset. Seth Jones now over to 42. 42 makes a long feed just out of the reach of Bedard, and Binnington will backhand it away. Oh, Bedard would have been off to the races there with a great chance. Taylor Hall back into the zone. Drops to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi back over to Taylor Hall. Hall now behind the net. Feeds over to the right corner now to Bedard. Bedard fighting along with Colton Parayko and one other Blues defender. Parayko backhands it into the right side. Blackhawks keep it in. Taylor Hall top of the point. Hall with a shot. That one gets blocked. Opportunity again, but that one is whiffed. And now here come the Blues the other way. They might have numbers. Kyra in 2-on-1. Feeds it over. Opportunity, but a big save. Mrazek. Backhand try and stop by Mrazek again. Puck is loose. But now Bertuzzi gets to it for the Blackhawks. And he'll slowly make his way into the Blues zone and he'll dump it in. 2-on-1 there for the Blues. But they could not score as Shen with the original shot after the feed from Kyrou. And then Kyrou had a chance on a backhand with some open net to try to get his second. But he gets denied as well, as Peter Mrazek, since giving up that second power play goal, has really done a good job of standing on his head and keeping the Blackhawks in it. Kreiber, who actually had that first penalty back in the first period, which resulted in the game's first goal, he was the one that had that opportunity just moments ago for the Blackhawks using that power move, but Jordan Binnington made the save to deny him. Face-off one here by the Blackhawks, and they'll dump it in. Second period scoring chances are 4-0 in favor of the Blues. So Blues have so far been the better of the two teams in the early going of this period with 14 and a half minutes to go in this second period. Blues now will dump it in. Brogberg dumps it in. Blackhawks get to it first. Blues keeping it in here for a moment. Both teams trying to keep it in now. It's now Dickinson. Tries to get over to Vlasic. And Vlasic will slow it up a bit. Looking for some help. Gets it over now to 46. He whips on the pass. But fortunately enough, no disaster there. And now Vlasic will calm it down for Chicago. Shots 13-11 now in favor of the Blues. They're still up 2-1. As now Folk with the puck. Slows it up now for St. Louis. Blues keeping it on sides here. As now wrap it around the boards. And now the Blackhawks have it here. Teravainen. He'll dump it into the right corner. 91 gets to it first for Chicago. Now Mikheyev with it. Mikheyev just missed getting it to the top of the point. It goes all the way back down into the Chicago zone, where Alon will try to get to it, and he'll slow it up now for the Blackhawks. Blues now with the puck. They get it into the offensive zone. They'll dump it into the left corner now. Allen takes a hard hit into the boards here. Doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty coming up. So now we still play five-a-side. 81 now, Dylan Holloway gets in. It's taken away by Teravainen for a moment. Now the Blues intercept and they'll dump it back in. Just about 7 minutes into this second period, still 2-1 Blues. Now Allen gets it to Seth Jones. Now over to 91. Is now Pat Maroon. It looks like, I think they just called offsides here. So, just a little over 7 minutes into this second period. Still 2-1 Blues here in the 2024 NHL Winter Classic. And we'll step aside once again for another quick commercial break.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So here it goes. We're back to the action here in this second period of the NHL Winter Classic. Still 2-1 St. Louis here as we get an icing against the Blackhawks here. Jordan Kyrou, one of the players for the Blues, mic'd up for NHL on TNT, and I'm sure they got a nice little sound bit from him scoring that second goal for the Blues back in the first period. Couple of World Junior updates. Puck drop between the United States and Canada will come at 8 p.m. Eastern. It'll be on NHL Network. As that shot there, they score! Right off the face-off, it's Justin Falk, and the Blues have regained the 2-goal lead. It's now 3-1. Right off the face-off, he takes the shot. Mrazek, I don't think ever saw it. And Justin Falk, who's been very active in the offensive zone tonight, gets rewarded. So we'll see this again here, as of course I looked away for like the worst possible minute there. We'll get back to those stuff. So just a good win by Sundqvist. Brogberg makes a nice feed, and then Justin Falk with a drive again through a couple of people. Didn't look like it was touched by anybody. Top shelf. And the Blues are back up by 2. But again, USA-Canada World Junior game tonight at 8. 3-1 now, Sweden. Late in that second period. Actually, it's 4-1. And it is confirmed 4-1 Sweden over Czechia after 2 periods of play in that one. But it's now 3-1 in our game thanks to a goal just moments ago from Justin Falk. So Sundqvist and Brogberg are going to get assists on that one. Brogberg redeems himself. He took the lone penalty for the Blues, which resulted in a power play goal for the Blackhawks. So he definitely redeemed himself for sure. Justin Falk, just his second goal of the year. He's now up to 11 points on the season. Blackhawks come into the offensive zone. Taylor Hall feeds it now over to Vlasic with a shot, and that one is blocked away by Binnington. Taylor Hall keeping it in, gets it top of the point, but Murphy couldn't control it enough. And again, the Blackhawks are going to have to reset. Buchnevich intercepts it now for St. Louis. Shots are even at 12 apiece. Again, Brogberg, and Sundqvist with the assists on that Justin Falk goal. Connor Bedard, now to Nick Foligno. Foligno with the puck. Foligno behind the net now. Foligno still with the puck now. Backhands it over to Ryan Donato. Donato backhands it to Bedard. Bedard trying to fight off a defender. Good defense there by the Blues. And now they'll look to come the other way. Jordan Kyrou with a step. He comes in, but a good defensive play there by TJ Brody. Knocks the puck away. And now Donato looks to come the other way. He lost the puck, and the Blues now will control it. Justin Falk, the most recent goal scorer. He'll dump it back into the Chicago zone. Looks like no icing here. As now that puck is loose. Blues trying to hold on to it, but they can't, and the Blackhawks dump it out. Just about 9 minutes into this period here again, just became 3-1 St. Louis, thanks to the goal from Justin Falk at the top of the point. As now here come the Blues the other way. Number 13 now with the puck. He gets around a defender, tries to tuck one past Mrazek, but he denies him. And now the Blackhawks look to try to come the other way here. Looks like it's delayed penalty here against, I think it's the Blues. It is a delayed penalty against the Blues here as Walker will touch it up. And it looks like it's going to be Korchenko, who I think might get a goalie interference. Not entirely wild about that call, but nonetheless, it is a penalty. And so now the Blackhawks, who are 1-for-1 in the power play, will look to try to tie it. So it's Torpachenko who will go to the sin bin for St. Louis here as he made that nice power move against Allen and then ran right into Mrazek. And I guess the refs decided to call that there. So again, another big opportunity here if you're the Blackhawks to try to cut the deficit to 1. You've already scored on the power play once. Let's see if they can do it again. By the way, that goal from Justin Falk, that's the first even strength goal that we've had tonight First even strength goal. Yes, so is my prediction wrong, Jared. So it's tough, man. It's tough. It can't always be right. Blues win the opening faceoff of this power play and dump it out. So now the Blackhawks will go back and reset here. Seth Jones now with the puck. He'll backhand it to Connor Bedard, and Bedard will come up with speed. Bedard gets around one defender, feeds it over to 91, wraps it around the boards. Now the Blackhawks will set up. Blackhawks had 3 shots in that first power play and scored on it, thanks to Taylor Hall. Now gets it top of the point to Seth Jones, just keeps it into Bedard left side. Bedard, top of the point out to Seth Jones. Now over to Mikheyev. Now Bertuzzi tries to feed it in front. There was somebody there, but a good defensive play keeps it out. Teravainen, top of the point. Jones with a drive. That one is stopped by Binnington, and the Blues are able to dump it out. With a minute 10 to go on the power play for the Blackhawks, 9:43 and ticking to go in the second period. Blues up 3-1. Seth Jones, he tried to get around Sundqvist, but Sundqvist is able to dump it out. Mrazek will play it to Bertuzzi. Now the second unit for the Blackhawks will come out, but now an opportunity shorthanded. Robert Thomas just was not going to get around 4 Blackhawks defenders there, that's for sure. Now they'll come back in, but it's taken away again defensively, this time by Cam Fowler, and he'll dump it out. Buchnevich trying to go shorthanded, but it's broken up. Bertuzzi. Now over to Reichel. So now Reichel, 73 for the Blackhawks, comes up with speed. 9 minutes to go in the second period. Taylor gets in the maroon. Now to the left side, Donato. Donato, drive! That one just goes wide of Binnington. And the Blues are able to dump it out again with 15 seconds to go in the Blackhawk power play as Vlasic now plays to Taylor Hall, who has the lone goal on the power play for Chicago. Reichel now over to Maroon. Pat Maroon still with it now. Gets it top of the point now to Vlasic. Power play is up for Chicago, but they still have the puck in the offensive zone. Now gets it over. That pass to Taylor Hall gets broken up. Blues will get to it, and they'll go the other way here. So a good kill there by the Blues as they still have the 2-goal lead. Walker now with the puck. As Dickinson gets knocked down, no penalty. As now here comes Reichel. Reichel looking for reinforcements, still with it. Trying to fight off Dylan Holloway. That's intercepted by 22 of the Blues, and Colton Parayko will control it now for St. Louis with 8 minutes to go in this period. As now Foligno over to the right side of Dickinson. Dickinson with a shot that goes wide of the stick side of Binnington. Brody now over to Murphy. Murphy waits. Shot. That one stopped. Rebound is there. Puck is still loose. And the ref finally blows the whistle here as Binnington has the puck somewhere under there as he makes a stop with 7:46 to go in this second period as the Blues now with a 2-goal lead again thanks to a recent goal from Justin Falk. So we'll step aside for another moment to get another word from our sponsors.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside.
Here we go as we are back here to the action here in this one. Again, the Winter Classic between the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks. Andrew Sorensen, 4-7-0 since taking over as the interim head coach. He's the first Swedish-born head coach in the National Hockey League, so pretty cool milestone for him, that's for sure. But I'm sure he's not thinking about that right now. He's thinking about how can his team get back in this one, as Justin Falk just a couple of minutes ago was able to give the Blues that 2-goal lead back as he scored his second of the season, and that made it 3-1. But now we'll see what the Hawks can do here, as that shot just goes wide of Binnington and goes all the way back down at the Chicago zone. Let's go on, Andrew H. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. You are enjoying yourself, and you're having a safe and happy New Year's Eve, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. Don't forget to leave a like if you have not already. Cam Fowler back in his own zone now for St. Louis. Is now Parayko now with the puck. Chips it back to there, and this one's taken away by Taylor Hall. He comes in with a shot, and a great diving pad save made by Binnington. Another try there, and the puck is somewhere under Binnington. Oh my goodness, Taylor Hall with the golden opportunity of golden opportunities as he intercepts the puck, gets a partial breakaway, goes from his backhand to his forehand, tried to beat Binnington right low side, but he makes a great diving right leg pad save. Dickinson gets denied on a rebound, and all of that for no goal as the Blues still hold the 2-goal lead. But Binnington, what a great save there. What a great save on that one. That was impressive. Face off to the left of Jordan Binnington here. Shot 17-13 right now in favor of 18-13 in favor of the Blackhawks. Jordan Binnington has a 9-2-1 record in his career against the Blackhawks. That shot there, a stop, rebound try to get snuffed out. Another opportunity is fought off by Binnington. And now the Blues look to try to come the other way here as Shen now with the puck. Braden Shen stops, backhanded into the right corner in the Chicago zone. As now Jordan Kyrou with the puck. Kyrou trying to get around a defender. He takes a turnaround shot that goes all the way to the other side where Falk gets to it. Now to Shen. Shen gets it now to Falk. Falk with a shot, and that one hit the post. Rebound try, and they score! And it's Dylan Holloway who follows it up on a rebound, and the Blues have opened it up. It's now 4-1. As Holloway will get his second point of the night. He got an assist earlier in this one, and he gets a rebound goal as Justin Falk's shot hit the post as he almost got his second of the night, but then Dylan Holloway, right place, the right time, kicks it off of his skate to his stick, and then he buries it. So this has become very much now a one-sided affair as the Blues hold a 3-goal lead in this one. So now it'll be interesting to see if Peter Mrazek gets pulled anytime soon. Dylan Holloway with his 14th goal of the season as Mrazek looks to be staying in for now, but with 6:26 to go in this second period, it is not looking good if you're Chicago. It looked like things were getting better when it was 2-1, but you've given up 2 goals in this period. Neither one of them, mind you, were on the power play. They've both been even strength goals, but still, a goal is a goal, and the Blues are rolling right now in this one. So I'm hoping this doesn't end up being a blowout, but it's leaning towards that at the moment. So now Murphy will chip it out of the zone, and the Blackhawks will dump it in here as they'll get a change. But Jordan Binnington, you think about if he doesn't make those couple of crucial saves, it's not 4-1 right now. So that really good goaltending is he makes another save there on another shot from Dickinson. He doesn't make those saves, it's not 4-1. So that defense immediately turned to offense, and that's just how it's been going for Chicago. They just haven't really been able to generate a whole lot. They scored a power play goal. They generated some opportunities to tie it, but Binnington stood on his head and made some saves. And now the Blues have really opened it up here as, remember, Dylan Holloway and Philip Brockberg, both players were restricted free agents with the Edmonton Oilers, and they both signed 2-year contracts after being tenured offer sheets from the Blues back on August 13th. And they both contributed to goals tonight, with Dylan Holloway having a goal and an assist, and Philip Broadberg has an assist on the Justin Falk goal. Dylan Holloway had 18 points in 89 games from 2022 to last season with the Oilers. In just 39 games so far with the Blues this year, he has 26 points. So clearly, him coming to St. Louis has so far paid many dividends. So seems to be a very good move. A couple of good moves by Jim Rutherford of the Blues. Puck dumped back into the St. Louis zone. Dylan Holloway with the goal. Justin Falk, Braden Shen with assists. So Justin Falk gets his second point of the night. So he has been very active offensively here in this second period. Puck now still in the Chicago zone. They're struggling to get it out right now. Blues intercepted. Takes a shot. That one stopped. Rebound. Trias covered and snuffed out by Mrazek's glove with 4:30 to go in this second period, as the Blues, just a few moments ago, after nearly giving up a goal on a breakaway chance by Taylor Hall, Jordan Binnington gets rewarded with a Dylan Holloway goal, which makes it now 4-1 Chicago. And we'll step aside again for another commercial break.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So we are back here late in this second period of the NHL Winter Classic, and the Blues have taken a firm command of this game. Justin Falk and Dylan Holloway with goals in this period for St. Louis, and they have opened it up to a 4-1 lead here. But if you're the Blackhawks, look, there's still time to get back in this. You got to find a way to get a goal, at least one here in this second period, and be down by only 2 going into the final 20 minutes. Brandon Saad now in for St. Louis to Buchnevich with a shot. That one goes wide of Mrazek. Buchnevich now in the left corner, fighting along here. That one's kept in by Fowler for the Blues. Now to Robert Thomas. Thomas backhands it behind the net. It's both teams fighting for it now as Vlasic backhands it over to Kreiver. Kreiver now tries to get it out, but Teravainen couldn't control it. Blues and Hawks just fighting along here in the Blackhawks zone, but finally Mikheyev is able to get it out. As now Vlasic chips it over to Teravainen. Now to Mikheyev with a shot, and that one's easily fought off by Binnington with 3.5 minutes to go in this second period. Maroon now over to Murphy. That one shot there is fought off by the glove. Opportunity again on a rebound from Maroon is also denied by Binnington, as Binnington is now up to just over 20 saves on the night. The shots are currently 21-15 in favor of the Blackhawks. As Maroon feeds now over to Dickinson with a shot. That one's fought off. Backhand trying to rebound is also denied, and we'll get a whistle here. So Blackhawks really now just throwing everything they can at Jordan Binnington, but he just keeps denying them over and over again. So again, if you're the Blackhawks, you got to find a way to solve Jordan Binnington. I've seen him have games like this where when he's locked in, it's just tough. It's just tough, but he has played a very strong game. So showing Jordan Binnington's Winter Classic mask. It's honoring, as I mentioned before, some of the greats of the most recent period of St. Louis Blues or St. Louis Cardinals history with Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols, and Adam Wainwright. We have another milestone here in this Winter Classic. It is the 300th career start for Jordan Binnington. So what a way to do it, right? Cam Fowler, he is playing in his 1,000th career game. Jordan Binnington starting in his 300th career start. I mean, a lot of milestones for the Blues, and they got to be happy as well because they're up 4-1. And here they come looking for more, but that pass just comes out of the reach of a streaking Blue, and Mrazek will cover it with 2:33 to go in this second period. Showing some replays here of Jordan Binnington's performance up until this point. And yeah, he has really, really been on his game. He's made a couple of phenomenal saves. The one that stands out is the one where he just makes a stretch right leg pad save to deny Taylor Hall on a breakaway. That was when it was still 3-1. So it was an opportunity to cut deficit to 1 again. Jordan Binnington also, by the way, is already now the all-time leader in wins for a St. Louis Blues goaltender with 154. So that's pretty cool. He's still pretty much in the prime of his career, and he's already the winningest netminder in Blues history. Pretty cool achievement. And he's also a Stanley Cup champion. As that shot there for the point goes in! Oh my goodness, I don't know how that got through! It looked like the Blues were just dumping it in. But nonetheless, it finds the back of the net. And when it rains, it pours. It's now 5-1 St. Louis. And I believe this is going to be Cam Fowler's second goal of the night. So in his 1,000th career game, it's just continuing to be a special night for him. He's playing in his 1,000th game. It's the Winter Classic, and he's got 2 goals. Unbelievable. Did he keep it on sides? Let's see here. Ooh, he just kept it on the line. Oh, I don't know how. I don't know what you can do there. And again, this has become an absolute rout by the St. Louis Blues. It's 5-1. And now we got a fight as Foligno and Braden Shen, the 2 captains, are throwing haymakers here. Couple of right hooks from Foligno. Now a couple of left jabs from Shen. Shen with a couple more. And now Foligno throwing some haymakers with his right arm as he's fighting Braden Shen and gets him to the ground. And both guys, that fight is over. So Nick Foligno, the captain of the Blackhawks, trying to get his team going here. And he'll have an early exit to the locker room, as well as Shen will. Both of them will sit the final 2:09, and then they will sit the first 3+ minutes of the third period. They both decided right away to just drop it. You know, they just wanted to drop the gloves and duke it out. That's what you saw there. Czechia gets an early goal in the third period against Sweden. It's now 4-2, less than a minute in. So we'll see if Czechia's got somewhat of a comeback in them. And boy, the Blackhawks would certainly love a comeback tonight. It's now they're trailing 5-1 in this one. And they're showing a replay. Foligno and Shen were talking right before that face-off. They definitely decided they were going to fight. So the hope for the Blackhawks is that Foligno's fight gets them going a little bit here, but it's tough to say. It's tough to say with it being 5-1. Maybe he should have done it when it was 4-1, but being up by 4 at this point in the game feels very insurmountable. But I have seen a team blow a 4-goal lead in a game and ultimately lose, so it can happen. I'm not saying it will, but again, it's possible. Face-off in the Blackhawks zone, won by the Blackhawks here. Just under 2 minutes to go in this period. See if the Blackhawks can get anything here in this last little bit here before we head to the locker room. As now Mikheyev looks to come the other way. He falls down. I don't think he was tripped. And now Brogberg will slow it up, gets over to Ryan Suter. And that one deflects off of Neighbor's stick and goes into the bench. And then we have, again, some pleasantries after the whistle. And I think, honestly, the Blackhawks are just looking for any reason to fight at this point. According to RJ, Czechia has scored a goal on a penalty shot, which I guess is their second goal of the night. So there you go. Appreciate RJ as always giving us some updates. Again, we are less than an hour away from the start of USA versus Canada in that World Junior matchup. Also, we are listening our way from the majority of the rest of the NHL games tonight underway, including the team that I cover, the New Jersey Devils. In about an hour from now, they will be taking on the Anaheim Ducks in the first game of their West Coast road trip. So we'll see what they'll do with that. Shots 24-18 in favor of the Chicago Blackhawks to this point. So we have 90 seconds to go in the period. Is now Murphy with the puck. And Murphy tries to make a long pass, but it gets broken up. Blackhawks recover it, though, as Dickinson comes into the zone. Smith. Reichel tries to make a feed over to Maroon, but it's out of the reach, and now here come the Blues the other way. As now Brandon Saad tries to get through two Blackhawks defenders, but he gets knocked away from the puck by TJ Brody. That puck's loose here, but the Blackhawks are able to control it. And Maroon will chip it up now to Brody. Now over to the right side to Smith. Smith feeds to Reichel with a shot, and that one goes to the breadbasket of Binnington, and we'll get a face-off here with 1:02 to go in the period. As now Pat Maroon with some pleasantries as well. Jared says, Neil, that's a way to fire up the team. The captain gets in a fight. No, I get it, but my problem with it is the fact that you waited until you're down 4 goals to do it. I think you should have done it when it was either 3-1 or 4-1, when you're feeling like your team doesn't have the energy. That's the way that I look at it, personally. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I could be totally wrong with that. I could be absolutely totally wrong with it. So here we go. Face-off won by the Blues. We're into the final minute of this second period. That puck goes into the right corner now. Both teams kind of whacking at it. As now Dylan Holloway gets to it and controls it for the Blues. Holloway with one of the goals in this period here. He also has an assist as well. He's had himself a very strong game. That puck's out to center ice. I just caught a fruit fly in the middle of me broadcasting. That was pretty impressive. 30 seconds to go in this period. As now 91 has it for the Blackhawks. He gets knocked off the puck. And now Dylan Holloway slowly makes his way out of the zone here with 20 seconds to go in the period. Puck, right now it's center ice near the Blackhawks bench. Cam Fowler one-hands it back over to the Blackhawks. And let's see if they try to do anything here with 10 seconds. Vlasic just kind of holding the puck, waiting for something to generate. But it doesn't really look like they're going to do much of anything here, as that's going to do it for the second period of play. So 3 goals in that period, all even strength goals. All 3 by the St. Louis Blues. Justin Falk, Dylan Holloway, and then Cam Fowler getting his second of the night. So the Blues are in very deep control of this one, as they now have a 4-goal lead with 20 minutes to go here in this year's Winter Classic. So I think it's fair to say that nobody's prediction is going to be right in terms of the score itself. But we'll see what things happen in this final 20 minutes. So before we continue on here, we're going to take another quick break and get another word from our sponsors.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day, or opening night. Comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
And welcome everybody here into our second intermission report of our game of this 2024 NHL Winter Classic. And after 40 minutes of play, it has become a rout, as now the Blues have a commanding 5-1 lead after 40 minutes of play, as Justin Falk, Dylan Holloway, and then Cam Fowler with his second of the night were the goal scorers in that second period. So yeah, it has become very much of a one-sided affair. I mean, it looked like that in the early goings, in the first period where the Blues jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead. But the Hawks got a goal back in that first period, power play goal from Taylor Hall. But in the second period, it started off where the Hawks were putting some pressure on Jordan Binnington, but he made key saves. He made key big-time saves. There was a breakaway chance for Taylor Hall where Binnington made a diving right leg pad save. He's made a couple of other similar saves like that. And really, the Blackhawks just haven't been getting goaltending from Peter Mrazek tonight. He has not been good at all. He has not been good. He's given up 5 goals. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if he doesn't come out for the third period, if they bench him. Because in this game, it's kind of, as much of it as it is a spectacle, at the end of the day, it is still a regular season game, right? So it's still, you still need to treat it like such. And do you really want to put Mrazek out there to potentially get beat up even more here in this one? I don't know. I don't really know. We'll see. But let's look at some of the stats so far that we had. So again, shots 25-18 in favor of the Blackhawks. So really what we're seeing in this game is a combination of two things. The first thing is that the Blackhawks have certainly been able to create opportunities. They just haven't taken advantage of anything because Jordan Binnington has denied them, and I don't think they put enough pressure on him because there have been some saves where I think that Binnington and most goaltenders would have made the save on. The other thing is that while the Blues have less shots, they also have just generated more scoring opportunities. They've just generated a lot more, chances overall. And the other thing you'll look at is shots off goal, right? So shots off goal, they would have 31 shots combined. And if you look at the shots on goal plus the shots off goal for Chicago, that's also 31. So in a way, it's actually been kind of even in terms of shots. It's the scoring chances that's been the difference. That's the big thing. Block shots are pretty much the same. Saves obviously are going to be different in everything. So yeah, if you kind of look at this in a way, for the most part, it seems like a pretty even score line. But the big difference, as I've talked about at numerous times before, is the fact that A, you're not getting good goaltending from your goaltender if you're the Blackhawks, and B, the Blues are just taking advantage of the opportunities. I mean, Cam Fowler, that last goal, what was he doing? He was just trying to keep the puck in the zone. I don't think he was deliberately trying to shoot and score there. But as I said, when it rains, it pours, right? So he throws it on net, finds the back of the net, and that's just the kind of game that has been going on for the Blackhawks. So yeah, I mean, this is not good. This is not good in any way, shape, or form if you're the Chicago Blackhawks, because this is supposed to be obviously a special night. You're playing at Wrigley Field. You're playing against your hated rivals. It's supposed to be a big thing, and you've, excuse my language, crapped the bed through 40 minutes of play. So I doubt that you're going to see the Blackhawks come back and win this game, although that would be unreal if that ends up being the case. Which, by the way, Grant said 6-5 Blackhawks in overtime, I think. Let me double check. No, he said 5-4. So he still could he still be right? Did he go with no, he went with the Hawks. All right, so no. I thought I saw someone say 6-5. I was wrong. But look, I've seen crazy stuff like that happen. I've seen a team blow a 4-goal lead. Like I said, I've seen a team blow a 4-goal lead in person. Okay? So it's not like this is not anything new. But I think it's just really hard to see the Blackhawks with, obviously they've been struggling of late anyway. You kind of feel like this is just a continuation of all that frustration. Jared saying Jim Montgomery has this team playing great. He has. Granted, the record itself since he took over is at exactly 500, and it looks like it'll be a game above 500 by the time this game is over, but he certainly has gotten them playing in a much better position, and he's got them very, very close to getting into a playoff spot. So in that regard, I think that that's kind of what you're really focusing on, is that the Blues needed a change. They needed to get things on the right track, and they certainly have with Jim Montgomery coming in. I mean, it's, the Bruins loss is the Blues gain, right? So that's what I'm seeing from this, and it'll be really interesting to see how things continue to progress moving forward with Jim Montgomery at the helm. But you guys still have a couple of minutes before this third period gets underway. Again, if you want to leave a score prediction and try to be right about it, you still can. But other than that, we'll just relax. We'll have a good time. I mean, if things pick up, things pick up. But again, we'll see how things progress in this final 20 minutes. But we'll step aside again for another commercial break.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So here we go, guys, as the third period of this year's NHL Winter Classic is underway, as, again, the Blues, with a dominant third period, opening up the score, have a 5-1 lead here going into this final 20 minutes of play, as we immediately get a tripping penalty against the Blues just 15 seconds in. Vlasic was the one that drew the penalty. Pavel Buchnevich goes to the box. So the Blackhawks will go to the power play for just the third time tonight. They're 1 for 2 as they scored their only goal of the night so far on the power play. And we'll see if they can get one back here in the early goings of this third period. I'm not saying that it's going to start a huge comeback, but hey, you never know, right? You never know. PT White Plays did put a prediction of 6-2. 6-2 St. Louis is his prediction. So he's banking on both teams to get a goal here in this final period. So we'll see if he's right. As face-off here won by the Blackhawks, Bertuzzi gets it over to Jones. He toe taps it over to Bedard. And that one's intercepted by Robert Thomas. And then the Blues are able to dump it out. So right away, Blackhawks struggling to maintain possession. Peter Mrazek is still in net, so it looks like he'll be between the pipes for the entirety of this game, while Jordan Binnington having a tremendous game so far as he's stopped 24 of the 25 shots he's faced in this one, as 95 wraps it around the boards out of Bertuzzi. Now to the right side, just out of the reach of Bedard, and the Blues are able to just quickly get it out of the zone as we approach just a minute into this second period. 1:14 to go on the Blackhawks power play. Seth Jones tries to make a pass just out of the reach of Taylor Hall. He has to go back. Some guy just stood in front of the TNT camera, which is hilarious. As now Bedard gets around a defender. Bedard looking for help. Tries to feed it over. Gets it to Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall with a shot, and that one goes wide. Bedard tried to keep it in, but it goes over his stick and back into the Blackhawks zone with 45 seconds to go on the man advantage. As now Vlasic gets it over to Taylor Hall. Hall still with the only goal of the night. And he got denied of a breakaway chance earlier as we get an offsides here against the Blackhawks with 36 seconds remaining on the man advantage. So yeah, it just kind of feels like that type of night for the Blackhawks. I mean, look, it's obviously been a tough year, with them. And they've been on a losing streak, and you were hoping that maybe a game like this would get them some energy. Maybe they find a way to win and everything. But the Blues simply came in and said, well, that's not going to happen. And they have really dominated this game up until this point. Is now that puck comes out in front, but nobody on the Blackhawks could get to it. Blues intercepted, and they clear. And that should pretty much do it for the power play here for the Blackhawks. So they are 1 for 3 now on the man advantage and are still trailing 4-1 as Donato gets it into the offensive zone. It's now officially at even strength here, and we play on as the Blackhawks still have the Blues still have a 5-1 commanding lead. That one stopped into the right corner here as the Blackhawks look to try to set it up as Dickinson tries to get it top of the point, and again, Murphy couldn't keep it in. Murphy is having a tough game on the back end, trying to keep that puck in the offensive zone. The puck is just bouncing off of his stick and going out of the zones. And that's happened at least 6 or 7 times to my recollection. Now, Jordan Cairo, he dumps it in, but it looks like the play stops for a hand pass with 17-12 remaining in this one. There's Cam Fowler again. It looks like he might be on his way to being the first star of the game. And again, what a special night for him. He comes in, he's playing in the Winter Classic, which I'm sure is incredibly special, but it's also his 1,000th career game. And on top of that, he has 2 of the 5 goals for the St. Louis Blues tonight. So he's on hat-trick watch, if you can believe it. As a defenseman, he's on hat-trick watch. They're showing the replay of his first goal, which was a beauty of a snipe on the power play back in the first period. Now the Blues have it here as that shot there is gloved away by Mrazek. Blues keeping it in though as that shot there is saved away by Mrazek. Cam Fowler also has 6 points in his last 4 games, including tonight 3 goals and 3 assists. He's been playing actually very well of late, which is impressive. Falk also has a couple of points tonight. He has a goal and an assist. Dylan Holloway with a goal and an assist as well. Robert Thomas is able to keep his point streak going. I think it's up to now 5 games, as he does have an assist on one of the goals tonight. So that one's dumped back in, as now the Blackhawks will slow it up. I think if you're St. Louis, I don't think you're really focusing that much on trying to score at this point. I think you're really just trying to play a clean, which granted, I mean, they already took a penalty in this period, but you're trying to play a clean, solid last 20 minutes here and get the W. Shots now up to 25-20 in favor of the Blackhawks. Jordan Binnington looking for his second Winter Classic win of his career, I think, if I had that correctly, because I think the last time, or his second one. He was the winner in 2022 against the Wild. So that puck into the right corner of the Blackhawks zone. Vlasic now with the puck. Makes a long feed there, just out of the reach of 91, and now the Blues will dump it out again. And I think that's what you're going to basically see in these last 15 and a half minutes here for the Blues. They're really just going to try to play keep away. I think they're going to just dump pucks in. I think they're going to try to, that's the way I look at it. Blackhawks, this is their 7th outdoor game, which is more than any team in the NHL. They are 1 for 5 in outdoor games, 0 for 4 in Winter Classics, which looks like they're on their way to going 0 for 5 and 1-6, which, look, I know that the NHL really loves the Blackhawks. They are a original 16. They have one of the largest fan bases in the NHL. I get it. But they've also overused the Blackhawks. They've overused them in these games, and regardless of who's been playing in them and who's on the team, they haven't done well. Like I just mentioned, they're on their way to losing their 5th Winter Classic. They're 0 for 4 going into this one. Now Bedard with the puck. He tries to make a pass as Seth Jones keeps it in. Takes a shot, and that one just goes wide of Binnington. Bedard keeps it in for Chicago. Gets it to Dickinson. Top of the point drive. That one hits off Donato. Doesn't get to the net, but the Blackhawks keep it in the offensive zone. Bedard fighting along in the right corner there. But now the Blues take it away. They might have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. As now they come in. Parayko stays offsides. Kyra with a shot, and that one is saved by Mrazek. And now the Blackhawks will chip it out of the zone. But again, you've won just one outdoor game, which I can't even tell you what game that was off the top of my head. And you have not won a Winter Classic game. I think the NHL should try to include other matchups that don't include the Blackhawks. Is now almost a partial breakaway, maybe a chance there, but Mrazek just fights it off. The 71 of the Blues almost was able to generate a breakaway chance there. And that'll be an icing here against the Blackhawks with 13:41 to go in this third period. But yeah, I would like to see moving forward, maybe give the Blackhawks a couple of years off. Like, I understand you have Connor Bedard and he's their franchise, which is great. Also, he is currently tied, Connor Bedard, with Eddie Olczyk for the second most points, regular season points, in a calendar year as a Blackhawks teenager. He is 2 points away from the most, which happens to be held by legendary Chicago Blackhawk Bobby Hull. So, we'll see if Bedard can get it tonight or anytime soon. I'm sure for anybody that's still there, they would like to see Bedard get something going here. 22 assists and 32 points for Connor Bedard, and that leads the team. Someone on the Blackhawks looks like it's Reichel that lost their helmet, has to go to the bench. Jake Neighbors dumps it into the left corner of the Chicago zone. But yeah, I'm just saying that, like, I think we need to start some of the teams. 2-on-1 here for the Blackhawks. 91 with a shot. That one is stopped by Binnington. Might have hit the post, but nonetheless does not score there. As now Murphy over. That takes a shot that gets blocked, doesn't reach Binnington. So that shot did hit the net as Teravainen now feeds it over. And 91 with a shot. Nazar, as that one gets stopped. And now we get a stoppage of play. And it looks like we're getting offsetting penalties. So Nazar had a couple of good chances there, but he could not score. And Bertuzzi looks like he's going to the box. I think someone for St. Louis as well is going in. But nonetheless, just about 7 minutes into this third period, still 5-1 St. Louis. And we'll step aside for another quick commercial break.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So for those of you that are not aware of this, you're not like a big baseball guy, the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field, it's very big tradition that they have somebody special, like a celebrity or whatever, sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" for every game. They're doing that right now. I don't even know actually who's singing it, but they are singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." We are in a baseball stadium, so I think it's just funny that they're doing that. And that might be the highlight of the night, considering the fact that the Blackhawks just really haven't been playing well at all. Danelle says, "Hey Neil, if you didn't know, the NHL made a deal with New Era for hats if you didn't know who New Era is." I do know who New Era is. I'm very familiar with them for what they do, sponsoring Major League Baseball and their hat collections and everything. But I didn't know they struck a deal with the NHL, which is cool. New Era is a really, really awesome brand. Makes a lot of cool designs, so definitely curious to see what they have in store. RJ giving us a update here as, actually, I'll just skip to this update as Sweden ends up holding on for the 4-2 win over Czechia. Final shots on goal, 41 for Sweden and 30 for Czechia. Danelle asking, Neil, are you going to watch the Devils on MSG in the next half hour against the Ducks? Number one, I probably won't see the beginning of it because we may still be going on here as that game gets underway. And I probably won't be able to watch a lot of it because I am going to be going to a New Year's Eve party right after this. So not a lot of Devils coverage. I will try to be at my, try to be active on my Devils State of Mind Twitter as best as I can. But really, I'm just trying to go to a party and enjoy the New Year's. And hopefully the Devils can find a way to win. They really should beat the Ducks. They've already beaten them this year, and looking to try to sweep the season series would be very, very nice. I'm sure, Danelle, you will be watching that one for sure. He also tells me to check out the New Era website and check the NHL section. Okay, I will definitely, when I have some more time, I will check it out for sure. We are skating 4-a-side, by the way. They did call offsetting minor penalties. We're skating 4-a-side for the next 45 seconds. 11:35 to go in the third. You can clearly tell that this has been a pretty fast-paced third period because, again, both teams. It's a weird situation. I think if you're the Blackhawks, you obviously want to try to get some goals here. You want to keep fighting. If you're St. Louis, you really are just focusing on running out the clock, making sure nothing crazy happens, and come away with the win. I think that's truly what you're going to be looking for. So St. Louis Blues, record 8-5-3 since under Montgomery. They've averaged nearly 3 goals a game, nearly average giving up 2.5 goals a game. Everything has been a lot better since he took over. So, again, as mentioned before, ever since Monty came over from Boston, it's been a really, really important thing for St. Louis, and gives them an opportunity to make a really big push to getting into the playoffs. It's now Foligno. So Foligno and Schenn are out of the box after their fight late in that second period. As that shot from Taylor Hall is fought off by Binnington. That'll be his 25th save of the night as we are now back to even strength. And now a long feed there just out of the reach of Foligno as he was looking to try to get a step there. Blues now will control it. It's now Falk with the puck. Falk tries to make a long feed to 76. Gets broken up by Seth Jones. So now Foligno will dump it back in. Shots currently 26-21 in favor of the Blackhawks at this point. So now Seth Jones with it. Trying to get around 76, still with the puck. He dumps it around the boards. Now over to behind the net to Foligno. Now over and a turnaround shot there by Donato. Gets fought off by Binnington. So that actually was a pretty big save that he had to make there to deny Donato of a goal. So the Blues come in with some opening here. They might have a chance. They come in. That shot is stopped and then covered by Mrazek on Jake Neighbors with 9:57 remaining in this one as the Blues looked for their 6th goal of the night, but they get denied on that one. So again, 9:57 to go in this Winter Classic. Blues still up commandingly, 5-1.
Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time. Whether you're looking for courtside or upper deck, opening day or opening night, comedy or concerts. With Gametime Picks, we make buying tickets easy by serving up only the best deals on sports, music, and shows.
What time is it?
It's game time.
So we're back to the action here as now that shot off the face-off is blocked away as the Blues have in the offensive zone. But now Nazar gets it out with 9.5 minutes to go in this one. As now Luchenko trying to get it there and he trips up Murphy. And so the Blackhawks are going to go to the power play once again as they'll look again to try to see if they can get another goal past Binnington. They are 1 for 3 on the power play as Torachenko was the one that was the victim there. And yeah, he got Murphy good on the skates and tripped him up. So Torachenko gets his 2nd penalty the other night. Certainly not the type of game that he was hoping to have, that's for sure. But now with some other comments here. Since the Devils will be playing against the Ducks and the Kings back-to-back, what are your thoughts of both teams in New Jerseys? First and foremost, with the Kings, I absolutely love their jerseys. I think that they are great. I think that they nailed it on the head with bringing back that look. As far as the Ducks, I also think that they're very solid. The white one out of the two is their road one is my personal favorite. It's now Bertuzzi with a shot that gets fought off by Binnington here. So now the Blackhawks looking to control it here. It's Connor Bedard with the puck. Bedard in the left corner now, looking for some help here. Lost the puck for a moment, but then it's intercepted by the Blues, no clear. Yeah, don't even get me started with football now. The Giants and Jets in the tri-state area, at least, are just an absolute joke. 14 straight seasons of missing the playoffs for the New York Jets. It's just, it's just bad. As now Bertuzzi with a shot and he scores! Tyler Bertuzzi goes top shelf, beats Jordan Binnington on the power play, and the Blackhawks get one back. It's now 5-2 St. Louis. So the Blackhawks again find a way on the power play. They are now 2 for 4, and they get themselves a goal back with 8:45 remaining in this one. As Bedard was the one that came into the zone, he fell, he gave it over to Seth Jones, and then Bertuzzi got it, and he did not miss. So Connor Bedard is going to get a point on that goal, the secondary assist. And, it looked like it got a little bit of a piece of the shoulder, right shoulder of Jordan Binnington, and then it kind of redirected from his shoulder into the net. So what are you going to do? I mean, it's been a really good game for Binnington regardless. Tyler Bertuzzi, that is his 12th goal of the year. Seth Jones and Connor Bedard will get assists on that one with 8:45 remaining in this one. Yes, of course, I will watch the Devils Ducks in the next few minutes. I have no doubt that you will, Danelle. Jared Brown saying, I love that old Kings logo. It's nice. I think they did a really good job of bringing back that look. I think it's great. By the way, the DraftKings Busy Bets by, Paul Bissonnette, he's actually 2 for 3 because he bet the over of 5.5 goals. He bet that Connor Bedard would get a point, which he just did, and then he bet the Blues to win. So it looks like Paul Bissonnette is going to get the trifecta on his triple bet, courtesy of our sponsors here at DraftKings Sportsbook. And again, make sure when you sign up for DraftKings to use our promo code THPN. You bet $5 and you get $100 of free money instantly in free bets. If your bet wins. So you could place it, you can make a bet on anything. You could bet that the Devils are going to beat the Ducks tonight. You could literally just do the puck line if you feel like doing that. You could do whatever. If you bet just $5 and if you get it right, you get $150 instantly in free bet credit, which I think is a great deal from DraftKings Sportsbook. So again, sign up, use promo code THPN. Connor Bedard, with that assist, now has his point streak go up to 5 games with 3 goals and 4 assists. So, Connor Bedard doing what he can, but, and I know he talked about recently, sick and tired of the losing, but, this team still has some ways to go before they can really, really be that really dominant Blackhawks team that we got used to seeing in their dynasty not too long ago. Points by a teenager in Blackhawks history, Connor Bedard also just tied Patrick Kane for the second most with 94. And the most is 125 by Eddie Olczyk. So not going to break it tonight, but if Bedard gets another point, he'll be in sole possession of the second most points by a Blackhawks teenager in franchise history. And that kind of shows you how good Eddie Olczyk was in his early days. I mean, he was very, very good. And I'm sure that he's really thrilled to be doing this game along with Kenny Albert here in this one. 7:11 to go in this one. Blackhawks just scored a goal about 90 seconds ago thanks to a Tyler Bertuzzi power play. Has now an opportunity just out of the reach of Taylor Hall, looking for a second. Gets a point drive there, and that one gets blocked before it reaches Binnington. And now Sean Walker will dump it into the right corner here with just under 7 minutes to go. Shots now 28-22 in favor of the Blackhawks. As now 42 will get it now for the Blackhawks. And he'll dump it out of the zone. So again, obviously, I guess the one negative that you could look at from St. Louis is that their penalty kill was average tonight. So far they've given up. They've taken 4 penalties and given up 2 power play goals. Other than that, even strength, I feel like they were good. They really took control of the game in that second period. That was pretty much what it was. So I mean, that second period is going to truly be the difference in this game because it was only 2-1 after 20 minutes. So it clearly was a game, but obviously now it's not going to be the case. As now Teravainen with a shot that gets fought off by Binnington. Smith cannot keep it in the zone. I mean, it is. I have to assume it's got to be the ice because there's no way you're going to make that mistake that many times. And now here comes Nazar with the opportunity the other way. Nazar comes in, gets around a defender behind the net, feeds it over. That shot there is blocked before it reaches Binnington, and the Blues will get it out again with 5.5 minutes to go in this one. So let's see. I mean, I would be curious to know if the Blackhawks get another goal within the next minute or so, right? And it's 5-3. Do you then start to think about pulling that goalie? I don't know. We'll see. Dylan Holloway, who has a goal and an assist tonight, comes into the zone. He gets a feed in front, but it deflected to Mrazek. He's able to knock that puck away. This puck goes all the way back down. No icing. The ref waves it off. As now Colton Parayko will slow it up here for St. Louis. And he'll just wait as both teams are making some changes. So we approach the final 5 minutes of this year's Winter Classic. It unfortunately hasn't been as close as everybody was hoping for, especially if you're not a fan of either one of these teams. We've had 7 goals in this one, with 5 of them courtesy of the St. Louis Blues. Vlasic gets it out of the zone. Now to Donato, good play there to Connor Bedard. Bedard comes in. Bedard with a shot that gets blocked into the right corner of the St. Louis zone. As he gets pushed off the puck. Good play by Ryan Suter there, the former longtime Minnesota Wild. Now Bedard intercepts it, gets it over to Ryan Donato. But that one-handed pass gets intercepted. Puck kind of just bouncing right now. And now here come the Blues the other way as Jake Neighbors comes in, but he lost the puck, and it just comes out of the zone, and the Blues will dump it as both teams make a change. Yeah, so not really much to say other than, it was just, the Blues just came in on a mission, and then they played a really strong game. Hits are 19-16 in favor of the Blues, so that's one of the things that they're leading in. 3:45 to go in this period. It's now the Blues take a shot. That one is stopped. Rebound tried, and they score. And it's Texier, the former Blue Jacket, who scores. And the Blues have answered again to the Blackhawks goal as they're back up by 4. Make it 6-2, St. Louis. And my friend over here, where is it? P.T. White plays. He's a little over 3 minutes away from getting the score correct. Now, again, full disclosure, he did make this prediction just before the period started, but nonetheless, we could still give it to him if he's right. But the Blues will come out of this Winter Classic also with goals in all 3 periods. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and they've scored their first of the third. I doubt that they're going to score 3 more and make it 4. That would be insane. But yeah, Peter Mrazek with a really, really bad game. As another opportunity there by Thomas gets stopped. Puck is loose, and the Blackhawks got to get it out, and Craig Smith does just that. As Robert Thomas with a great chance to get himself a goal and basically get a touchdown on the Blackhawks. I mean, they've gotten a touchdown, but they haven't gotten the extra point, and we'll see if they do that. Now the Blues come in. Buchnevich feeds it over. Puck is loose, bounces up in the air. Blues get to it first, get an opportunity. Saad trying to get a backhand shot, but 42 is able to block it. 3 minutes to go in this one. And now Craig Smith will get it for Chicago, and he'll flip it right to Bennington, who will easily stop it and then play it over to his teammate. 2:48 to go in this one. And now here comes Nazar the other way, but he gets stopped. And that's chipped over. Opportunity here for Braden Shen. Shen comes in, but a good poke check there from TJ Brody. Doesn't even give Shen a shot on that one. 2.5 minutes to go in the third. As now Bedard, he'll dump it into the right side. And now Colton Parayko with a shot that gets blocked. Other opportunity there on the rebound. And Mrazek covers up with 2:16 to go in this year's Winter Classic. So, Bertuzzi gets a goal for the Blackhawks on the power play, but then a couple of minutes later, it's Texier on a rebound that answers that goal, and the Blues still up by 4, now leading it 6-2. See an SAP commercial. Interesting. Then also says, let me ask you, did you think the Devils got screwed against the Hurricanes with the penalties? Yeah, I talked about this in my latest podcast episode of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which I posted earlier today. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. I definitely felt that hit by Timo Meier on Martin Necas, I think it was deserving of a penalty, but not to get thrown out of the game. And I think what made it more frustrating also was the fact that while Necas had to be helped off the ice, he didn't miss a shift. He was able to come back right away and play the rest of the game like it was nothing. So I felt that the refs, to an extent, took control of the game. And once the Hurricanes scored that goal on the power play, that 5-minute power play to make it 3-2, I knew that the Devils weren't winning that game. So yeah, I do think that the Devils got screwed, but my response also to that is you live by the ref, you die by the ref. It's going to happen. You're going to have games where the ref is going to take the game out of your control, and you'd rather it be in a situation where, it's not the end of the world than it be like in a playoff game or whatever the case may be. You don't want to see it regardless, but at the same time, it is what it is, right? And you just move forward, and we'll see what the Devils can do. They're going to be dropping the puck in about 5 minutes. In 5 minutes when they take on the Anaheim Ducks. I don't know why it took me that long to realize what I was saying. Now everybody has their camera light out at the arena. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we'll see. Also, it's I think I'll just say it now. I hope. First of all, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight throughout this, whether you left a like, you left a comment, you gave a score prediction, all of that. I really, really do appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me on this New Year's. Means a lot to me. Really had a lot of fun doing this regardless of the way this game has gone. And I just want to wish you guys all a very, very happy, healthy, and safe New Year's. And I hope that 2025 is your year because you deserve it. Wherever you are, wherever you listen to this, I really, really want to say that from the bottom of my heart. So just wanted to say that. Blues flip it back into the Blackhawks zone here with 1:45 to go in this one. Blues just recently made it 6-2 on a goal from Texier as he becomes the 5th different goal scorer on the night. Cam Fowler has 2 of the 6 goals. As now the Blues looking maybe for one more here, looking for that extra point. 90 seconds to go in this one. Puck comes out of the zone, and now the Blues will kind of just skate back, and they'll dump it in here. But yeah, I mean, this was a close game after 20 minutes, but the Blues took control in that second period and just have never looked back at all as they're going to cruise themselves to a dominant win in this year's Winter Classic, get themselves 2 very special and big points to move closer into a playoff spot, where the Blackhawks now are going to go down to a 5-game losing streak after tonight. And not really great, especially playing in such a special event like the Winter Classic. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen sometimes, and we'll see what the Blackhawks can do after this to try to regroup. And if you're St. Louis, you want to use this as a big momentum shifter. Blues almost have actually tied the Blackhawks in shots on goal, which is kind of funny. Morchenko will just dump it in. 30 seconds to go. And here come the Blackhawks. Maybe one last chance here. See if they can get a goal. But that pass is intercepted by the Blues. They'll chip it back into the right corner of the Chicago zone with 20 seconds to go. Foligno comes off the boards with 13 seconds to go. Blackhawks throw it on. And that one's probably one last save for Jordan Binnington. That'll be his 28th save of the night. 3 seconds, 2-1. And that will do it as the St. Louis Blues come to Wrigley Field and dominate and blow out their rivals in this year's Winter Classic by the final score of 6-2. So that is how New Year's Eve, this is how 2024 is going to end for both of these teams. And if you're the Blues, what a way to end it. If you're the Blackhawks, yeah, you just got to try to move on and hope that the new flipping of the calendar year will be better. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Again, I wish you all a happy and healthy and safe New Year's Eve and 2025. I love you all, and I will see you in the next live watch along. Once again, the final score from this year's NHL Winter Classic: the Blues dominate this one and beat the Blackhawks by the final score of 6-2. Everyone continue to be the awesome people that you are, and as I always say at the end of every live watch along, make sure to rock on.